Hello everyone and welcome to this final round of the 2017 WTC here in Belgium.
We are. It's been an experience.
It's been experience. It's been 2 long days.
Very. It's been good. There's been drama.
It's been drama.
There's been ups. There's been downs.
There's been food. Sometimes not.
Tears. Yeah, sometimes not. Yeah, there's not been many tears. There's been some yells.
Some been out. Sometimes not. There's been yells. There's been joy. There's been
broken systems, and then there's been telecasters broken.
There's problem with the stream and everything.
Yep.
And for this very last game, so just to let you know, basically the final will be streamed on the News on Mini page 5.de channel. But here we have a game that could actually end up being the winner of that game. Could actually end up being the second.
Now it's one of those weird football-y things where
depending on who wins in the final and who wins on this one,
France Asterix has equal strength of schedule with Norway. So if Norway lose, they will still come second because obviously their final opponent is Germany, and so they will get the top strength of schedule and come second. If Norway win, Germany's strength of schedule is actually 3 below France Asterix. So as long as France beats Italy, the difference will only be 1 strength of schedule, so that will mean that the France Asterix come in second. So actually, this is a bit of the French, if they win, will then have to be watching whether the Germans are winning.
It's going to be like a roller coaster of
they're currently kind of playing two games at the moment. So
just to let you know, so we're going to be streaming France versus Italy, a long history of soccer game happening between those 2 countries. There's actually a long history of War Machine games happening between those 2 teams. The Italian team, I think it's Michelangelo, is actually one of the French team nemesis. There was a grudge match happening on the first day here in Blankenberg at the W17 WTC, and we had 15 games set up with all the French delegation, like, I mean, most of them, and like the 3 Italian teams. And what happened is that basically Italy won by 1. It was 8-7 games. So I think there is a bit of I don't know, there's something in the air. There is the French team wants to get back at Italy, and if they can get this second place at WTC, that would be awesome, and I would obviously be very happy.
Yeah, I do think that it's going to be, I mean, obviously numbers and changes and stuff like that, but I think we're going to see the winner of the Germany, Norway in top, then France in either second or third.
Yeah,
and if they get that win, obviously.
If they get one of the podium, basically, that would be awesome.
If Italy wins, because the way strength schedule works, it could be anyone's grab for that third place. But if France win, they're definitely in with the podium spot.
They would be awesome.
It would. Great. And also, the good thing for you is you finally got your French game.
Absolutely, I can ask for it. It's somebody just popped in and said, "Hey, what games do you guys want?" And then we'd look at the schedule. I was like, "Oh, France, Italy." Right away. I was like looking for the thing. I was like, "Oh, France, Italy. That's what I want."
Yeah.
So it looks like they already prepared somebody else, but we didn't really know. I mean, there was something going on then, so we got actually France, Italy, and they started playing. So the game might start actually pretty fast, but those 2 teams are used to play against each other, so we're gonna just jump on the list, starting with Asterix France because of alphabetical order. No personal preference at all. Absolutely. Grymkin. And so we have Antoine Granet.
Yep.
I can say those names properly now. I'm not even afraid of saying something weird. I know that his name is Antoine Granet, so the way you say it. So he's playing.
Okay, so we got the Dreamer, which is a 4 Cage Ranger, 2 Skinner Moans. That's 6 heavies.
Absolutely.
Only a single Crabbit, and then you have 4 free Swarms, the Death Knell. So there's no infantry in this list.
There's no infantry.
1 Crabbit. I mean, it must be doing well. They must be getting through.
So this is something that Antoine actually tailored by himself.
Yeah.
Like he looked basically when into his garage and was like, what can I do to make this thing work? And he decided it would go basically Dreamer list is an attrition list. The Cage Ranger, the Death Knell behind it, all the corpses and everywhere. It's going to be completely complicated for the opponent to actually get through those amount of things. There's no way you're going to be able to remove their armor with a spell because you're just going to be there to prevent
Straight
it.
away 21.
And the skin in mode, just at some point, is going to be 3 corpses, be able to get in and destroy stuff. So that's it.
I think the only weakness of that list is if you're going to come up against something with RFP and high volumes. So if they can stop those corpses, if you've got like jacks that they can't get corpses off, and they also have some RFP, so when they do kill a model, they remove it from play. That means the corpse chain never gets started, so those skin moans stay at that kind of level. But I mean, it must be working for him, so it's really cool. I like it.
And the other list, Child, I'm not sure actually even played it once.
Child. I love the Child though. So 1 Cage Rager, 2 Gorehounds, a Rattler, 3 Skinner Moans, 3 Gremlin Swarms, which is a strange one. Obviously preferred the second Crabbit as opposed to the 4th Gremlin Swarm. And then a minion at Dreadrot, so that's the one where normally you'll see, even if your opponent brings Warjacks and things like that, when they kill the Dreadrots, you get them into the Knell and spit them back out again. So yeah, very interesting.
Cycling stuff.
I like them. But yes, very heavy, beast heavy.
Then we have Jean-Loup Génin. So he's playing Signor with AD2 and Striker 1.
Double Colossal Striker.
That's a list when you put just a lot of stuff there and
see if your opponent can kill it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what it is. So there's nothing really specific about those lists. Basically, Striker 1 list with a lot of boxes to go through and Arc and Shield everywhere. And with Snipe, those Colossals can really start hurting the enemy list right up on up turn 1 or turn 2. It's
Oh, okay. It was just unfortunately it kind of initially put us down to I think it was last place it gave us.
No, I think we need to say that we're answering a question from the stream though, but yes, we had something scheduled, but somebody from the staff came in and just asked us what game do you want, and I straight up said I would like to have France versus Italy, thank you, and that's it. So this is my fault if you expected to see another team on the stream. I kind of wanted to.
At that point, we were kind of a bit rushed. We already had the Welsh team turning up for it, and France was top. And also, as we said, this is actually quite an interesting game because as much as Canada are obviously still on the 4 wins because of their strength of schedule, even if they win, I don't see them as a podium spot because I think they're on like 13 and 12 as strength of schedule, so I don't think they can podium anyway.
So then, after Jean-Loup, we have Julien Rien. So he's playing Retribution of Syra. So Julien is actually a Menoth player, and when he decided that Menoth will not cut it for this year, he asked for models around, and some of this, part of his army is actually mine, and so he built those are pretty standard lists, I would say. Virus 2, lots of Griffins, Manticores, Imperatus, and then we had Hysteria 1. With Narpilion, which can, in my opinion, take a lot of different matchups because of this. The dice, the field of Israel is able to put those numbers higher than expected when you roll dice, and just straight away murder things.
I mean, one thing I have heard from people is that there seems to be a lot of this area without Hyperion. There's just been losing games, so obviously staying with the Hyperions mean that he's been winning these games because here he is.
Some of those things, but Hyperions, you remove a lot of models without even rolling for damage, and they're just removed from play. There might be something going on here, and it's a shooting list with, I would say so, with a feed that actually puts a lot of things up, and there is a constant threat to the enemy Warcaster. If those Magic units decide just to feed, and Israel decides to feed as well, that's a lot of power 10s going your way, and they're not going to be nice power 10s, they're going to be nasty power 10s. So the team captain, Pierre Arnaud de 16, is playing Kaler. He has been playing Kalers for quite some time. He's playing a bit of score on the side, but his main faction is really Kaler. So he's playing Strike of 2 and Blood 1. So I think we've talked about those lists before. I think we've seen other teams using those lists.
Very similar, yeah.
Yeah. So he knows how to play those lists. He knows them very well. So I think he will be fine with this setup. And last but not least, Circle of Ouroboros. Yes, somebody came with
Circle. I mean, I know we saw it was on one of the tables in front of us where we had Izuna. It might have actually been him, maybe.
Yeah, actually it was.
But that's Circle, which is strange because I'm sure they were one of the highest.
I think Circle, Worm 1-1 has a lot of tools that they can use to either deny Colossals and Gargantuans their activation, like the proper activation, or he can just Alma things up, so it's too many infantry in the same place. Boom, no more infantry. And Una 2, I know he has been playing Una 2 for quite some time now, and when the nerf came in, he didn't give up, and he was looking for another way to play Una 2, and now the way to play Una 2 seems to be with Dawn Ravagers and you know, those stuffs and no knockdowns thanks to the Dawn Ravager Shaman, and it seems to be pretty interesting because you can just gobble up all those you know, warrior models.
Yep.
When the Goatmen starting to just, you know, unleash on them. I will call them Goatmen. I think it's a fair name for them.
Okay, and then Team
Italy, Michelangelo, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So all the French players are going to be playing against players they know very well. You know, there is a lot of, you know, masters in France or Italy. There is a lot of French going there and Italy coming in France. There's a lot of I think they pretty much know what's going to happen. And you know, the first thing is that we see Christian player ATP Alessandro Montagnani.
So this is what you would say is a typical.
It's not typical because
well, I was going to say it's a typical Danny One Ghost Fleet list.
But the Dark Coast is Denegrat too.
So,
which is interesting.
See, I've not seen this. I know there was a lot of talk about Denegra 1 Ghost Fleet being a good quick answer because of the ability to apply Shadowbound and all the other stuff she's got in you. She's got RP, she's got all these other fun things in there that make it good. So, I mean, obviously, I would imagine the Italians know what's going on there, so they must have a plan in place for what specifically it's after. But yeah, so another host, it's kind of another host list, so there's not really much to it.
Aside from the caster changing, it's
got
Ben
this one's
Riders,
got
Ben
Barra
Riders,
well,
yeah, and that's it. So yeah, it's 2 min Ben Riders, 1 max Ben Warriors, and Barograph for the extra threat range and magical attack. And then we have Daniel Myrmidone Diaspro. I hope I'm not butchering those names.
It's okay, I do a worse
look,
job.
he's playing Syra, Retribution of Syra, and he has an Israeli list too. It's a bit different though, but
This is one without.
there is those Match the Strike Force with the Solace Escort, with
This is
the UN.
Shadows of Retribution list.
So everything that's being shot is being removed from play, if I remember well.
Yes, it's not the shots, it's the all melee attacks.
Oh,
The
much less
shooting
impressive.
does, and there was talk originally of Ossian because Ossian has Shatterstorm, so Ossian in that theme, basically everything's removing from play. So maybe, just having a look, he's not got much in the way of heavies, but he's got assassins, lots of max infiltrators.
And yeah, the thing with the assassins that under defeat, they are all a death threat to whatever is in their
I
range.
think this is possibly the quick drop in this pair because all stealth, all high defense.
True.
You've got stealth removal in the case of Asarian and feet, and you've got signs of importance to really help that attrition. So for one turn, everything's got signs of importance. It can remove from play in melee, so once it gets into melee with things, so for example, host, when those infiltrators go in, when they kill something, they remove it from play, which means that the host loses its ability to
come back afterwards.
The commentator is French.
The commander is French. I don't know if you can see it. I have my. I'm not the. I don't know. There was a bit of
He is
resistance.
completely not biased in the way that I was
Absolutely not.
completely not biased for the previous English games. So anyway, and then the next one is kind of like a typical
Virus, Griffin, or
Influence War, so everything's got shield guard, so pretty good drop into things like Sigmar and the like, due to being able to. The Manticores are really useful because they can use the seeing through clouds, seeing through forests to place the cover and fires basically wherever they want. A lot of people forget about that it's like cover fire is line of sight, and because Virus basically ignores all line of sight,
so you
it
can
gets to go
wherever
where it
you
goes.
want.
Yeah.
And you have 3 of those, so you can make a nice line of covering fires and prevent people from getting into zones if they have like infantry with
You have a friend.
I have people loving me. Hello. Thank you. Then we have Eduardo Finto Rinaldi. So he's
just a
playing
single.
Signor. You know what? He's playing Striker 82.
This Striker 1 looks very similar to the list we saw Goligo was playing.
I think so. Yeah,
that's
two
just
Striders,
for-
Hurricane.
Squire.
And,
Yeah, looks very similar. Just looks horrible the amount of the amount of beef in it. When you want to be able to take them down, everything's +5 armor.
You're gonna have to find something that is immune to electricity.
The Storm Strider, not only does it survive because it's +5 armor, it survives because you're kicking it away after every melee attack. So yeah, it's a definite tough nut to crack. And then Haley 2.
There's some Strider in it, so I think this is
this is similar to one we've seen today. So it's Haley 2 is Haley 2. I kind of think that looks very similar to the one that Yarla was running.
Yeah, I remember something like this.
So I mean that must be
Strider being able to remove if there is too many infantries with all those electro leaps going on. So the new 82 feats is just going to be able to focus on those key models that are not easily being removed, like Colossals, Gargantuans, AV Jacks, things like that.
Okay, and then we've got Scorn. Always love seeing Scorn in there.
Emiliano Traversi.
So Wings of Death.
So Emiliano is more of a Legion and then Obos player. He plays in Paris actually, so we kind of know him pretty well. We play against him every now and then. And for this tournament, I decided to go for Scorn. So I think he actually is using some models from the French players. I think a lot of French players actually, gave him some of the models for him to play. So he's playing Wings of Death, Rush F1 with 1 Elemental Rex. We've seen the list from the shooting list from Dominique from the German team with 2 Elemental Rex. He seems to be very, very powerful and has won a lot of matchups that you don't expect, especially Scorn, to be, win against those. But I don't know if for one Elemental Rex is going to cut it. I just know that under Rush of feats, you get -2 armor, -2 defense for one round.
-2 strength.
-2 strength for one round, so the retaliation is even less. And that usually it's enough for all of those shooters, like all those Venator Reavers and this Elemental Rex and even the Slingers, to just be able to do a wonderful job at murdering your stuff.
Yep.
For as long as it's not stealth. But for that, you have the Exotic Soul Ward, which is able to give stealth a magical weapon to a unit. And I think the Elemental Rex are a good target for this. And then on the list, Makeda 2 cats. Nothing else to say. There's Orin to prevent Makeda from being just assassinated by from spells. Kriya to add more defenses to the cats, and Makeda the Despoiler for the free upkeep. 2 Wall Breakers to give the Ferox stuff. And they're steady, and they're not gonna die, so that's it. And then we have Marco Elitropy. Which is playing Convergence. Two lists are going. The team list is Destruction Initiative for both of them. Sorry.
That's a lot of Galvanizers.
And Lucant and so many Galvanizers.
That's a strange list. I would have expected it just to have access in the other way around.
I think it's just a list when you play so many Galvanizers and at some point you fit with Lucant and you're like, you know what, you can touch this. Or you can touch this, but you can't destroy this. Or it's going to be very complicated for you to do it.
Yeah.
I think this is the thing here.
And he's still got 3 heavies. The Conservator's kind of a heavy. It's like a pseudo medium. Like Jack.
What is he doing this one?
I think the Conservator is the Weaponmaster one.
Oh, okay. It's only 20
but it doesn't hit very hard.
But it's Weaponmaster, okay.
But I'm pretty sure that's the one that's it's got Weaponmaster on it.
So Reflex Servitors everywhere, and of course Axis 1. This list has more Galvanizers than Inverters, though. That's the difference about it. As a cipher,
I think, as we said, double tap.
That's what it is.
Double tap. It's got 3 Reflex Servitors. It's got the Galvanizer. So I think out of these 2, you're probably looking at this one if that person gets dropped into Crix, as we saw earlier. So it looks like they're doing the pairings. They're doing it away from the table that we use, so we can't even see an early.
I'm not actually sure where they are in terms of pairings. I thought it would have gone faster, but it looks like they're taking their time, slowly thinking this. They know that I don't know if the Italian team can actually get second in the World Tournament, but I think it would be possible at least for them to be third or something.
Yes.
So it's definitely a game for that second and fourth place for those 2 teams. So there's something at stake. And they're gonna have to find out who is the better team of War Machine players. Again, just to small information for all the people on the stream now, and I understand we are a bit less than before because everybody else will be focused on the final, but it's okay.
But thank you for staying with us, those that are still here.
You guys love us, or it's just the overall Italian and French population playing War Machine that is watching us right now?
Just to correct myself, the Conservator is the one with Shield Guard that has Righteous Vengeance. So basically, when something dies, it gets +2, so it goes to power 17. It goes to power 17, and then with Positive Charge, it's basically power 19 for a turn. For a 12-point jack,
it's more than enough.
Pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, just to let you just to repeat slightly, this is basically those two teams, those players. They have the habits of fighting each other, and Italy usually wins. And I think they've always won so far. So it is the moment of glory for the French team to try to get this win and be able to end the curse of France to Italy
domination
since the beginning of time. You know, I've asked for this. I probably get the French team, beaten on camera, but I believe in them. Okay, wait.
Very carefully.
There was a call on the news on stream for a judge. It was a very loud one, but it's fine. Great. So let's go back to the table cam. Just make sure that everything's all right. Which scenario is it? I don't remember. The one with the 2 zones.
Well, there's a bit of disruption there. I think it is Outlast.
Yeah.
Okay, so Outlast. So this one is actually, I kind of feel this is a bit of a struggle for that Convergence list because it has no units.
Just let me go
in
first.
either.
Score.
Right? Cannot score the outer zones. It's got it's obviously got a lot of solos for the flags, and Lucant can score those zones. But the Axis list is the one I think that has the Optifex Directive, so that one does have a unit in to score. In fact, do they both have it in? No. Oh, they do actually. Sorry, I missed that. So the Optifex Directive.
If the Servitors goes down, it means that he's going to have to expose his caster to be able to score on those doors, correct?
Yep. All Servitors go. He's got to get on the flag himself, or if the Optifex Directive dies, then that's his only chance of scoring those zones. So that's actually a bit difficult there. And also, you tend to see as we're going through, there's quite a lot of battle group heavy teams on this one. So like that striker list and things like that. This is probably not a great list for a heavy battle group. But we'll see. I mean, it may or may not. I mean, you don't need to win on scenario if you kill your enemy. There has been a strange prediction. We're hoping there's not going to be a turn to assassination on the stream.
There's a French player that usually say you only need to kill one model.
Yes. Yes.
That's the only thing you have to do in this game. You need to kill one model.
Okay, looks like they're starting to head over to tables. So
Maybe still choosing. Okay. It's funny because you see both teams actually excited to play against each other. Like they're smiling and telling jokes and everything because this has been going on for ages now. France versus Italy.
Have they done their pairings? Can't quite tell. They're all getting up now? I think so. Anyway, so, I mean, unfortunately, we've discussed the lists. We can't quite give any predictions until you know who's fighting who. Let me just see. Yeah, someone's moved. Brilliant. No freezing on the stream.
So discussing which table they're going to get. Maybe we're going to get Antoine on this table playing the Dreamers list. Is it going to be the dream for him?
I would love that.
You know what? We have a French wig over there from Team Falbana. We could probably get it on stream.
Do you want me to grab that French
please? Since they're still setting up everything, might as well show you guys. One of the French team came with a bit of some props. Because for those who know the comics, Falbala is actually one of the Asur's character who is a woman and has a long blonde hair. And with the hats, it would be even nicer. Okay, I don't even know what I'm looking. Maybe I should just stop this right now.
It's quite difficult
Sorry, guys.
to see with the wig, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's too much.
Right, okay, it looks like they've gone to their table, so I'm going to go kick off all the streams,
Yep,
get down the
and
details.
I'll try to avoid putting the wig back on. Seems to be an awful sight to see. So, we're still not sure who we're going to be able to watch. It feels like it's going to be Antoine versus one of the Italian players that is currently has his hoodie on, so I can't get his name. This is what you do, you get your hoodies on to get into extreme state of concentration. Somebody in chat is asking me to keep the wig, but I think I'll pass. Maybe I'll put it afterwards, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, there's no more candies. At the same time, we have the Norwegian and German players setting the table up for the final of this 2017 WTC War Machine event. So the French coach arrived at the table, is getting the names of the players, and it's going to be Antoine for sure, I think now. But I see no models or the face of the Italian player.
Nice. I already like saying you're a good man. I can feel you. It's not my job.
So it looks like it's going to be the Dreamer, as those Phantasm are getting on the board. So as I was saying before, this is a list Antoine came up with by himself, and looks like it's been going pretty well. Simon, who is the Italian player that I can't see? That the one that we're going to stream. Do you know the name of the Italian player?
No, I'm not
Okay.
sure. Like,
It's fine, we'll get it at some point. As soon as he's got his models,
yeah,
we'll know.
I think in a few seconds they've got the shield described, and I know that on the first saber there is Lucant with some other caster.
Christopher, you on?
It's okay. So it's Lucant on the first table, so it would be Lucant against the Dreamer?
Yeah, probably, yes. They have finished up their pairings, but I will know in just 1-2 minutes, and I can tell you everything, but not right now.
Okay, it's okay. I guess we're gonna get it on the stream as soon as the 18 player gets his models out. Because there's nothing we can deduce from the color of his widgets or the color of the stuff he's using.
I think the step table is
Lucant?
Lucant, yeah.
So there would be Marco versus Antoine.
With a lot of galvanizers.
Oh, yeah. So that would be that.
Yeah. So actually against a Dreamer it should be really interesting matchup, because she has not a lot of models over there to deal with so much galvanizers at what point. Also against galvanizers with fit.
Yeah, it's going to be complicated to destroy those models for sure, but not unkillable. That they have
Yeah,
22, 26 boxes, something like this.
Yeah, it's not so much, but still it's got like 10, 12 of them. Yes, and inverters. They are galvanizers will be really good at jamming your opponent with armor 20 on the Lucant's feet.
That could be a problem. Or we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure, because there is always Manifest Destiny on the side of Dreamer, yeah.
So it could, those dice could actually go pretty high. and I will, could be able to beat some of those. But I can understand like maybe the strategy of the Italian player would just be to run those things into the face of the French player and be like, nope, you don't move. I'm gonna get the zones. Although, as we were saying with Chris before, the thing we're looking at is that there's not so many units for the Italian player to score with. There are units of servitors, and that's it. Otherwise, it's the caster. Those are rounded zones, so they can only be scored with units.
Servitors are solos, so he cannot score
Oh,
with
not
them.
even? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not even know what I'm saying. Absolutely.
He's
Oh, it's the directive.
Yeah, Directive is one unit and other is a caster, so he can score on both zones, but not for sure.
I can see, since we started this stream, we realized that, the big obstruction that we get on the top of the table here?
Yeah.
This
I see
has
it.
usually favored the player on this side of the board. Usually, when there was a piece of turn like this and the player was able to get something behind it and stay, players were able to score, often and make it work. Something else that I'm seeing right now is that in terms of magical attacks, I know the directive can give magical weapons, but is that it?
It can be enough in this matchup, because if you are trying to contest with
The Gremlin Swarm?
with swarms, then it may be okay just to sacrifice one Galvanizer for just killing
Swarm and then,
this swarm. This might be pretty hard on the top zone, which you have mentioned with obstacle, but on the other hand, if directly will go over there with Galvanizers, they are in pretty good position to manage killing and keeping scoring on this zone.
Are you commenting? Or are you
Right now, yes.
Yes.
But are you still waiting to? Are you? If you get called away, will you stop?
Yes. It's just a temporary thing.
Yeah,
So Chris coming back.
Hugo is not. Is Chris coming back?
Yeah, it's coming back. It's just looking at
I'm just
setting up the computers basically for every table, so we can record everything to put on YouTube afterwards. So we'll be back in a minute. I think this is the.
This is.
So actually, I might be able to start putting this. Again, I don't think they're gonna move. So on the right we have Cyrus, and on the left we're gonna have Grymkin.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see these two small factions against each other.
I'm going to type this as soon as the keyboard decides to work. Whoops, it's okay. Nobody can see that I'm making mistakes again.
There are no mistakes.
It's actually Grymkin's Dreamer.
Everybody leaving for the toilet.
How do you spell it out? Where's the I? You know what? I'm going to spell the other way.
Grim.
Let's call them Grummelkin.
Oh yeah, it's interesting. Just for the this is a match for third position, probably.
So this is what we calculated. So if Asterix wins and Germany lose the final, Asterix could be the second.
Whoa. Really?
If Germany wins and Asterix wins, I think there's another condition. Basically, Asterix would be third. So, and if Asterix lose and something else happens, basically Italy could be third.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ifs, but this is basically we have a table that could be both teams could be either second or third.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's really
Things-
interesting
yeah.
to see it. Also, we are still not counting the strength of schedule for their opponents. Yes. Strength of schedule for opponents from months before. Yeah. If they will lose all 5 of them, so it will just strength of schedule will be much smaller. Okay, I will
Thank
go
you very
back.
much, Simon.
Yeah, no problem.
Co-hosting
Yeah.
Oh, we got people at the border of the door. Gonna need some security.
And there we are.
Right, so
there
you've done
we
the
are.
Grymkin. So then on table 2, I might have got these names wrong because everyone keeps putting nicknames on their
Absolutely.
shirts. So it makes it really difficult to get actual names because nicknames aren't on
I
the
can
thing.
help you with that.
So I think it's Alessandro has used Ghost Fleet. And that is going into Tom
yes.
with
So
Woodward.
it is the Denegra 2 or Ghost Feed, right?
It is the it
No,
would be
sorry,
Denegra
it's the
1
Denegra
because that's the
1,
Ghost Fleet. So that's Denegra 1 with Ghost Fleet going into Tom with Wormwood. We then on the next table, it's after this it gets a bit funny. We've got Eduardo with Haley 2 against Largu with Striker 1, so it's a Signar off. Yeah, when you've only got a couple of models in the army, Haley's 2 feet still works pretty much the same.
I can say they're going to be a duel between who is going to be the better Isseria.
Yes, so Myrmidon and Julian with both with Issaria, so that'll be entertaining. And I suppose that will settle the question of whether it is better with or without the Iberian.
Yep.
And then on the last table we have Emiliano with
Makeda 2
against Pierre or PA. I'm
Pierre
told.
Arnaud, but you
Actually,
can call
P- he said, you can call me PA, and I was
Pierre.
just like,
Pierre is fine.
okay.
Pierre.
So with Vlad 1.
Ladder 1. So how do we call those?
So how do we call those? So we're gonna start with.
So the first thing is basically a list that going to try to out-tuition each other. This is how we see it basically. Galvanizer being able to repair themselves. Marco is probably going to try to make sure that Antoine doesn't get into any kind of scenario zones in very early, and just put himself there and be like, nope.
I will
every
go
turn.
check the. Actually, I'll do that now because that will actually dictate how I think that game's going to play. I think he has the one which makes everything living for a turn, but I'll just check.
Ooh. Yeah, the Arcana cards. Okay, thank you for all the French in the chat, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to refrain from using too much French. Please, just to make sure this stream is could be understood by everybody. I mean the chat, sorry, it doesn't really matter, but never mind. Thank you for your messages, by the way. I'm getting a lot of loves on the chat.
Okay, so I've checked the Arcana he's taken are Sacrifice and Ruin.
So Ruin, what does it do?
Okay, so what Ruin does, and this is actually quite a clever one, is when you target a model within the enemy when an enemy targets a model with a spell within your control area, you immediately can't sit, but you have to pay the price still. But then all enemy upkeeps are removed. Which
That's useful against.
you're getting a lot of love. This is why you wanted the French game, wasn't it? You get all the love
I
from people.
know that there are going to be a couple of people. I don't know, I recognize some of the nicknames here, but some I don't as well at all. It might just be also part of the French delegation here. There's just another room messing with me. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
So, Grymkin, is also known as Grymkin. So the Dreamer, she's got All Fall Down, which I don't think is going to do much.
No, because I feel like all those things must be steady. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, they are.
The Conservator isn't, but let me just check on the Galvanizer. I'm pretty sure it is because
It has many legs.
It is
It
not.
is not?
No, it must just be the heavies. The heavies on the legs are steady.
So there's
So
going to be one turn where.
basically, anyway,
Yeah,
it's
I
not
don't
great
think
though
that-
because there's
nothing's
only
gonna
about
happen
10 models in the army. So one of the things I was thinking about was obviously against Convergence. There's not many in the way of corpses. There is an Arcana which says if you attack a model that has a corpse, you set it off, and then everything gets construct removed from it. So it all becomes living. You can take corpses off warjacks and whatever you like. It's brilliant.
Oh, and so you can get those things.
So then you get corpses. But I did realise when I was heading over, obviously in this list you've got 4 cageages. So 4 cageages, they don't need, unless you're looking to use them for upkeeps, or if you're looking to, because they can Arcane Vortex, or they can spend a corpse token for upkeeps. So unless you don't want to do that with them, they don't actually need, because they already have their stats. They don't need the extra stats like the Skinner Moans, and they act as an Arc Node while they have 1 corpse token. So there is no need for any extra really, unless you want to use the other parts of the card, which he may not need to.
So right now, Antoine, I think, is doing this by heart. It's just, you know what, I'm just going to run my Bucker up. My turn is going to take basically 3 minutes. And then it's going to pass the clock and be like, your turn.
Yep. So basically what that means is he only needs 4 corpses plus maybe a few more to give a good aura on the Knell to get those skin of Moans up to full. And then at that point you're looking at an entire army at armor 21.
And it's going to be complicated for
Which
the
I think the Lucant list might struggle
with
with.
so many Galvanizers that are not so powerful. It's going to have to rely on the Overjacks, but it's not even sure that those Overjacks, probably going to remove some of those Archon Ragers.
The one thing they do have is all of those, and this might be a bit of tech that it might catch the French player out, is that all those Galvanizers have Grievous Runes.
Oh.
And one of his other Arcana is Sacrifice. So if he Grievous Wounds all the various
I'm not
beasts,
sure he saw that.
Sacrifice won't do anything.
I'm not sure Antoine is aware of that. We'll see.
So
So who do you... I'm going to root for Antoine, obviously.
I think I'm going to go Antoine as well. Just because
this beautiful
to be fair,
beard.
I think I'm back to all the Grymkin, being a Grymkin player now. So let's go with the Dreamer. Although I must admit that Grievous Wounds did worry me a little bit. But I suppose if they don't do any damage, it doesn't matter if you heal it. If you can't heal it. Okay, so on the next one we have Ghost Fleet and Wormwood. Now I hear that Wormwood is a very good answer to Ghost Fleet.
I think it is. It just removes stuff from play.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
And being that Wormwood is basically stealth the entire game.
True, but is going to be enough. I think his opponent knows about it, so he's going to try to dance around it.
Yep.
All of those things. So.
Yep. I would imagine the Ghost Fleet player has played into it, but I'm going with.
I think with Wormwood as well. Yeah.
I kind of feel that this is something that the Grix player probably has played into, but it's now on him to play out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas the Wormwood player is obviously going.
So then we have 82
Striker
strike 1. I think the player with the most colossal wins here.
I don't know. Now I know obviously Striker's got his feet, and he's got the double arcane shield, which is fine. But Haley 2 is still Haley 2. She can't TK the heavies. Let's have a look at what's actually in her list. That could be important. What's Eduardo's list there? Okay, so Haley 2.
There's a Stormwall, Cyclone, Firefly, and Charger, and the Storm Strider. So actually, the Charger is going to be able to hurt us. I think the Stormwall is immune to electricity, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So the Stormwall. Okay, so most of the Vintage Jack's going to be able to.
What they have over each other is Strikers has the armor and it has Snipe. So range-wise, it's going to be able to.
The thing is, like, if
put
you
more
fit on
damage.
those colossals and Jalo is able to get into those zones, early, it's going to say, okay, as forfeit movement, and I keep shooting at you. When those are power 15, power 16, right, on the Hurricane. So if you concentrate fire on one or on something else, but I guess I don't know which thing is going to be a target first.
I'm trying to think that it's basically the exchange feats. That's the way I see it. Is that the Striker becomes invulnerable for a turn because that list can't punch through armor 26.
For sure.
But Haley then won't be able to take advantage of it because Haley will just be like, you just get to sit there and do nothing for a turn.
No, because he's going to be able to shoot.
He will be able to shoot, I suppose.
And those are powerful shots, for real. Like, they hurt.
Okay, you are.
I think I
convinced me on
will
this
go
one.
for Jean-Loup here, but again, I'm totally not biased.
Okay.
So then I would say Julien Myrmidon. Actually, I'm going to give it to Myrmidon because I know
Is his the one? Which one has the?
the Colossal is
Colossal.
Julien.
Julien. I'm going with Julien then. In that case, I
don't
just
know.
think. I
Oh,
think that
you're
might
right
play.
though, because but I'm afraid that I don't know. The thing is, whoever started, because I feel like the first player is going to start raining down shots on the other players. No, if Myrmidon starts,
I know they get
and
the
he
extra
puts
dice.
20 shots, which is boosted in damage roll.
Dice minus 9.
It's that's minus damage is boosted, so it's gonna start doing their job. You're right, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna call for the Italian player here. I'm probably gonna get yelled at in chat, guys. If you're not don't agree with me, let me know. But
So which one are you going for on that one?
I'm gonna go for the Italian player here. I'm gonna go for Syria if that makes sense. And this one I would
I
go
think
with.
that one really comes down to how well those dice go when.
I will go with Vlad, for sure.
You're going
I don't
with
know why,
Vlad.
but I guess the Silent Portal will be able to get through the defense of the cats, and so it's just about making enough attacks so it just stops stuffing at some point.
I mean, I've seen that game. I've seen that game a lot. The difficulty there is that Vlad, he's got the guns, which is fine, but I think the defense on those cats is just a little over, that they don't always hit.
15.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's going to be 15, but you can only put the +2 on one of them. So the +2 to hit.
There's a Kriya on this list. So if the Kriya is positioned
No,
properly.
but that's what I mean. So you can only put the +2 hit.
Oh yeah,
buff
okay.
On one of the units. So that would make them at 7, which means that's 8% importance, which is okay, but that's still only slightly better than 50-50.
True.
And then the other units, you're looking for 10s. Even with signs of importance on 2 dice, that's not massively likely.
That is
and then
true.
the ones that get through have to get through tough, have to do damage.
Actually, the thing here is, I guess was going to be complicated. No, I don't know. Actually,
Because
I'm
even
not
if you
sure.
combine range, that's exactly what the Mercado player wants, because if you can only reliably hit with 2 or 3 combined range attacks, then he can just sit there with the 2 or 3.
The thing that might help Emiliano here is that those zones can only be scored with units,
Yeah.
and he has many of them. And Pierre, he has to put a unit up, a unit down, but those are shooty units, and if they get engaged by the cats, it's not going to be
and
easy.
then those cats can easily start jumping
yeah.
around.
And although the fact that all those jacks are almost 20 and the cats are only about 12,
yeah.
I guess if Pierre is able to get those jacks into zones, it's going to take some turn for those cats to be able to remove those jacks. So
Okay, so you've gone. We are both here currently predicting a 4-1
for
French
France,
win, but through different means. So I suppose now it comes down to how well they can get the games through.
Cool.
So what's going on here? So we've had this will be
So Marco is
round
thinking.
2.
Yeah, he hasn't moved much. I think I see something in an area in the middle. Nope.
Aha, right, so round 2. So this is the top of 2. That building is still playing a part in the game. It's definitely been a point of contention for the game. Are we going to see that they're going to win? And will that building be important to it? We don't know.
Okay, so Marco decided to
so
move one of the Galvanizer.
that is an artifice deviation.
So it's
that
rough
is now
terrain.
rough terrain.
And this is complicated for the Cyrus player to just run in.
Yep, no Pathfinder. No
They
way.
can't get Pathfinder.
No way to
at all?
get Pathfinder with Lucant.
I know. You know what? Actually, I know that Antoine used to play Cyrus, so he might be aware of all the tricks that Marco is going to try to pull on him.
Yeah, so there's no way for him to get Pathfinder, so that is actually
Even
going to be
the directive, the small units of dudes that giving like magical weapons.
the Optifex, yeah.
Are they able to give Pathfinder?
They
Is it
may
just-
be, but I think it's only to 1 jack each. Let me just check. I'm sure we'll have people in the chat that will be.
One of them just ran straight across the zone, so maybe it's actually something that gives them Pathfinder. And we'll see. The first thing here is that basically, as we predicted, Marco is just
Okay,
gonna,
yes, it
yeah,
can,
it
but they need to be in base to base when they do it.
That's probably what's happening here because I see, some of those 2 galvanizers they just run
straight through.
Yeah.
So the Optifex is always come.
So,
through.
and this is what I was saying in the beginning, that basically he's going to send waves after waves of galvanizers saying, you know what, deal with those, we'll deal with those, we'll deal with those. It's going to become to a moment where I guess Marco is going to try, is going to be able to score a point early with
Possibly.
a solo, who, whatever balls he's trying to use.
Hang on. What is Lucant's
Feet?
No, there's that spell. I just need to check the specific spell that he has, because I know it removes upkeeps, but does it grant magical weapons? What's it called?
Spell Pierce?
No, discontinuity. While the spell has to scroll. No, so it doesn't provide magical weapons, and I don't think there's any magical weapons there that aren't provided by the Optifex. So the Optifex are kind of key to this entire game for the Convergence side,
And
because those
there's-
Gremlin Swarms can literally just sit miles away. You could run a Gremlin Swarm to each side of the zones.
So many galvanizers.
and-
Do you think Lucan's going to fit?
Yes. Oh yeah, definitely. The one thing with Cage Rages is that they are power 17. Now, what does make them pretty good still, in comparison to the Skin of Moans, is that their Animus is Wraithbane, but that doesn't help into a Lucant list. So the Galvanizers themselves are going to end up at,
I think it's almost 20 or 19.
I think there's 16 as standard. Yes, there's 16 as standard, so they go up to 20. Lucant was kind of like a not quite striker
right?
one,
It's
was
just
it?
Kind of a striker.
Yeah, +4. And then +2 to damage removed. So he's not going to get that side of it. I always think that side of it's a bit weird. That you want to take damage so you can repair it off, which is a bit strange.
So Lucant right now is standing next to the flag.
Yep, standing on the flag.
And so he's like, you know what? It's probably fitted. Do we see a big? No, is it a proxy? Is it Lucant?
That might be like a feat token,
Looks
maybe?
like yeah. So if Lucant is fitted and he's in this position right now, it means that basically they're gonna go. It's gonna be up to whoever do the most damage right away. I guess Antoine is probably gonna send a Gremlin Swarm flying at the bottom zone, one of the top zone, just to make sure nothing weird is gonna happen in those areas. And it's just gonna be, like, I'm gonna hit you, you're gonna hit me, I'm gonna hit you, you're gonna hit me. And
Okay.
it's gonna be
So we've just been asked what our predictions are. So we finalised our predictions, I think. So we're both going for the Dreamer on this match. We're both going for Wormwood into Ghost Fleet. And then we're both going for Striker 1 into the Haley 2. Signal Mirror. I've gone for the French Isaria, the one that has the Hyperion, and Quentin betrayed his countrymen and went for the Italian
actually,
Isaria
Julien is
player.
using my models. I think some of them are still in his list, so it's funny.
And then on the final game, which is Vlad 1 into Mach 2, I went for Mach 2 and Quentin went for Vlad 1. So we're both, if we both are correct, we're predicting a 4-1 win for France.
But as we said, the issue is that they have been playing against each other for quite some time, and always the 18-1, always. So it already depends on is Asterix going to be able to break the curse here? We hope it's going to happen now with on TV.
Yep. I mean, if you look as well, are they the drones? Those drones literally just pegged it around the back of the board. I think they are. I think they're drones. Right up at the top. So there's already drones nearly behind the entire Grymkin force.
What do those drones do? Is it the one that does
There are
one damage,
reflex services which we have counter charge and explode and do a power 14, I believe. And then there are elimination servitors which do a single auto point.
I can hear
a bit too far away to see which ones they are. I would imagine, looking at the lists before.
So the thing is, I think I
quite a
heard
few
Antoine
reflex.
saying, "Is there any magical attacks?" And the open says no.
So
But-
here comes the Gremlin Swarm.
So there is magical attack. It does directive needs to be base to base to give out magical attacks.
Correct. So they have to have
so-
what they have to do is they have to advance, do a special action to give them magical attacks,
And being base to base.
and being base to base when they
Okay.
do. What the Gremlin Swans also have the advantage of over here is they're not annoying because there's no living models in
But
the
they're
army.
gonna chip away
But
at
they
those
do,
checks
yeah, they do
every turn.
D3 plus
3, and you can't heal yourself.
Can't heal, so as soon
And
as
if
that's
you start
gone,
close to Gremlin Storm,
-2
Something's gonna
-2
happen.
hit, -2 speed. There's basically they are, unless he does manage to get the Optifex in to give the magical weapons, get rid of those Gremlin Swarms, I can see them being the big problem. I can see those Gremlin Swarms actually being the reason why the Grymkin player will pull this out, because he can stall the scenario. He can make the base or he doesn't lose on scenario, even if he is forced. As we can see, the line of engagement's been put right at the back of those zones. With no magical weapons, you can just send a Gremlin Swarm through to contest. And I think, actually looking at it, there might be a spot which is next to the flag, which is by that building,
and then
which
we
can
just
both-
moving forward.
Yeah, so it can negate the top zone and contest the flag.
I don't know. I think this is okay. This spot is nice and all, but I don't think Antoine should put the Gremlin Swarm right away. Because
Not
the
right
thing,
away.
Yeah, because I think he could let his opponent score one here and then use it afterwards. Because right now the Optifex Directive, I'm just right across the building. It's probably going to be able to hand out this magical weapon to this Warjack. So unless he's ready to set up a trap for that Warjack and kill him in return, that's going to be complicated to kick the to kill this heavy Warjack. Although if this works properly, Antoine's going to be able to take a heavy out of Marco.
Manifest Destiny is a thing.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
even armor 20, dice -3, I'd expect each Cage Rager to be able to take out Galvanizer.
and if you have those Gremlin Swarms around, there's no fixing those jacks.
The other side to it as well is that the Gremlin Swarms are living models, even though they're corporeal. So when they die, they go into the Knell, and that'll help them. That'll then feed the second line, which is the skin of Moans, and then they have no problems.
So on what? I mean, power 21? Nah, it's gonna work.
They
Especially
will
now.
go to power 19 with Manifest Destiny.
It's not even higher than that. It's not. Oh, it's 16 plus 3, 19.
Yes.
And that would be.
If they get the plus
stat-wise
2 armor, so they effectively are 19, 21. So power 19.
21 of Manifest Destiny because of how the dice is being skewed. With
So they will definitely they'll take 2 or 3 Galvanizers
and
themselves.
they're gonna come in after the feat from Lucant has passed, obviously, because the feat has been popped here, and so when they're gonna get in action, they're gonna do some damages.
Yes, I mean I still expect even on Lucant's feet for each one of these cage rages to take out a
There's 8.
a Galvanizer. Another important thing to note is as well, and this is the thing that I really like about the Dreamer, she's actually endearing me more than the Child is. Slightly, the Child is, I'm feeling, is slightly better against things where you expect people to try and kill you, because the Child is really difficult to kill. But from actually getting the army to do something, those cage rages on lat 6, which can really hurt, you know, if you're needing 6 onto Def 12 Galvanizers, if you are able to use Manifest Destiny, 6s with Manifest Destiny are pretty good odds that you don't need to boost anything, so you can actually then make sure you just get 6 attacks, or get 3 attacks and just boost, or 4 attacks and boost all the damages. So it really churns up the damage that they can do, not just obviously because of Manifest Destiny, but because of how reliable you make the attack rolls.
So here I see 5, 6 or something. This seems to be a pretty high roll. Is it
I think
one
it's
off?
dead. There's one down.
One
so yeah,
down
so
already?
one cage rager in, one down.
And
It looks like he's
we
only
are
spent
under
3.
feet. Yeah, and so
Yeah, that's what I mean. Manifest Destiny, it's only dice minus 3.
although I see, you know, the heavies from Marco, as soon as this... Oh, I forgot about this. Phantasm. It's going to get in,
Yes.
it's going to contest
So-
for free.
For free, he creates it, so it's the medium base one, so it's the one that can channel. But, you know, and also, they are also corpses, so if he dies to a free strike,
cool.
That's what I mean. This is why Dreamer kind of brings her own solos. And the other part of it, which I thought was quite funny, I have watched a game where Phantasm has been created. It looks like nothing is around the flag, and then suddenly, so people abandon flags when nothing's nearby. But then you kill something, and then it
And you
runs
replace
the
their
flag.
solo with your own
Yeah,
solo.
so
like,
that,
thank you.
And that mouse, if it's just a single warrior model, that mouse that you replace it with is Def 14 and has dodge. So it can just keep dodging around
the flag and still stay base to base or contest. And
yeah,
like,
so if it's on one side of the flag and you shoot it and you miss and it goes around to the other side of the flag and might not be able to be shot again. And there's so many different things that can happen.
so many tricks to play.
Yes, that I definitely think people are going to get very mad at Grymkin for the first few months until all these tricks are learned and then they know to expect it. So, still good there. Oh, bit of zooming in issues there. So yes, so we've got one cage rager's, second cage rager's gone in. I didn't see anything be taken off at that point.
He's using proxy
it's
base
just
now
proxy
because
in
it
the
feels like
bases.
it's going to be complicated.
Yeah, that is. I don't have the rages, the cages on my cage rages, so they're just rages at the moment, and I
Okay.
think it is
Yeah.
just because of how difficult they are to actually.
The
get into
thing
combat.
I'm thinking right now is that if Antoine is able to get rid of all those galvanizers,
Yep.
the second line of Marco, which is those, you know, it's going to be those big jacks, are going to be able to get in. How consistently are they going to be able to remove those Gatorades?
Okay, so you got positive charge, and
That's something.
I think it's 2 inverters.
Wait, is it an upkeep?
No, which means you can ruin the
Conservator.
first one.
And then, yeah.
And, okay, and this is the one that I think this might, and we'll be a bit quieter just in case they can hear us from here, make sure. Arcane Vortex on the thing, so if he targets,
Yeah.
but basically what I think he's going to do is if Cage Rager is near one of the heavies, he will make sure that if he targets a further away one, he'll use the ruin on that to stop
And
the one that's not
closest
in
one would
reach.
be with Arcane Vortex.
And then if he tries to cast it with Arcane, because I can see the way the turn will go is he try and cast it on one close, he will Arcane Vortex it, and he'll go, okay, I'll cast it on this one farther away, ruin
Ruin.
it. That's kind of like the perfect
So you
turn.
get another turn of just bashing those jacks.
And it depends how many, I mean, just looking at this, like Lucant's on 3 focus, So I'm just thinking once he's gone, if he has to, because you have to hand that out with Convergence now, so he might drop one. Positive charge, I believe, is 2 each to attempt.
You can't use the Corollary in the back, which used to be at 3 already, and just start pouring, focus everywhere.
Yeah. It'll also get rid of Watcher if he has Watcher when that ruin gets used. So.
Oh, there's a big roll again, I guess.
Yep. This is it. This is the magic of the Cage Rager, because the Cage Rager is just that right amount where it's consistently doing a bit of damage. You know you're going to do some damage.
And again, that's things a 10 or 9. It's a 10, so it's 7 boxes.
It means that you just don't need to boost. You just go from the normal ones. You should do a good amount anyway, but then when those high dice come through, you just punch him way above your weight.
I think he leaves this Galvanizer in 1 box. Sad. So Antoine can still pop up some of those phantasm, right? Because
you can pop out equal or less unless it's disappeared. So at the moment he's popped out the medium base one, which is the pumpkin. Next time he kills the Galvanizer, he can pop out the mouse because it's smaller, and he already has a pumpkin on the table, and he won't be able to pop them out until they're dead.
Looking at those dice rolls. All those spells are able to just say, you know what, throw another die and remove the one you want.
Yep.
It just makes things so, it just makes things works.
I mean, one of the reasons why I think there aren't any crit effects on the attacks, or many anyway, is because of Manifestus. Because although it doesn't, you still have to drop the lowest. It just increases the amount of successes, which means you tend to get more crits because you're getting more successes. Just been asked by Stupid Sexy Flanders. This is not the top table. The top table is on the page 5 DE, which has been commentated by Muse. This is the better one because obviously it has the more beautiful presenters. Gentlemen. But the reason why we're showing you this one is should Germany lose their game and France win this game, that means France will actually come in second due to the way it's the schedule. I believe I'm correct. I'm going to have someone analyse it and figure it out, but judge calls being called.
Between Jean-Loup and his opponent, the Signor, so I guess Inverter.
The Issy, is that? Oh no, that's the Signal game, isn't it?
I get some line of sight from one of the huge base. Let's focus on the game because I feel like Antoine keeps removing stuff from Marco's table. Yeah. Another one down.
In return, I think that's the Skin and Moans. So what's happened is we've removed 4 Galvanizers.
Because those two are still there. One of them is still like is
I'm
pretty
wondering.
bad.
I'm wondering what. Antoine, is it Antoine?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Antoine, because he's got that. He killed another model, but he didn't bring out the mouse. So whether he has
he's waiting to get something behind, I don't know. Maybe he forgot.
He's got like a specific idea. I don't know.
He's looking at the grid to know if he does 6 on the damage, is able to break something. It's pretty complicated to break
maybe at this
something.
point what he's doing is he's looking to see how easy it's going to be for him to take out a Galvanizer and whether he wants to do that, because at the moment he's got a lot of fury.
Look at this. He is going to do another 5 damage.
So 5 damage.
That's another one. No, it's
unhealable.
Come on, it must be the same one. Why do you do this?
So 5 unhealable damage on there. I'd imagine there's a lot of fury out, so I'd probably expect to see one of the Gremlin Swarms behind those Rages. Okay, so the bottom, we've got one just below 1 Rager, so that will be able to remove 1 Fury from there. And then that one that is at the back, I would imagine that he will place that behind that kind of grouping to take a Fury off each of those beasts. because then he's effectively removing 4 Fury.
So what's the rule? Serenity or something?
Serenity, yes.
So it is something that you get only because you're in Dark Menagerie, right?
Correct, yes. Yes, so in Dark Menagerie...
What? Do you know this person? No.
It's Miso, yes. Yes, unfortunately, 30 years of hurt. Oh, God, I think that's a football reference. No, because that was 66.
Not sure.
Didn't we last win in 66? Unfortunately, I am the worst. I hate football. I find it... no, I'm not even going to go into it because a lot of people dislike me. I mean, more than normal. Yes, I'm normally lost when it comes to football references as well.
I'm sorry, I usually am as well, and I decided to make this a football thing, so...
so here we go. So he's channeling... So he can't be channeling, Dreamer's already gone, so I think what he's trying to do is to get that
thing within 4 inches.
Within 4 inches.
Oh, wait.
6.
This is odd. So what is the spell that... I know Dreamer has a spell that says -2/-2.
Enfeeble.
Enfeeble. And
But
I don't know if there is anything...
I'm pretty sure Dreamer's already gone because they're using Manifest
That
Destiny.
is true. So why would that be? Or maybe it's calculating something else?
Let me just have a look. Is there a rule that we've missed on that medium-based Phantasm? I know it's got channel.
So the judge
I know it's annoying.
Done here, and I think Largo, if he wants to, Jean-Louis, if he wants to get a judging that is fine, he should escalate because this has been taking quite some time. Where's the coach when you need him?
Okay, let's have a look. Alright, so Phantasm, small Phantasm, medium, yeah, Annoyance, Channeler. I'm not quite sure what was the relevance of 6 inches, but my favourite part is the large one has Bulldoze. So I've seen that many times where it gets created and then just runs off pushing things out of zones. And to make it even better, when you kill it, it has Arcane Pulse, which just when it's destroyed, upkeep models, enemy upkeep spells on models within 8 inches just expire. That's the large Phantasm. It's not as relevant in this, but I have seen it where you kill a heavy. Or a large base model like Cavalry, this thing pops out, it goes for a run. It's quite difficult to kill anyway because it's Def 10, Armor 18.
And it just say, whoop, and that's it?
And then it bulldozes stuff out of the zone, so you've got to actually kill it. And when you do finally kill it, it explodes and removes upkeeps from things nearby.
Oh, so we are on turn 3?
Turn 3.
Maybe there was a point scored, but I don't think so.
I can't.
Lucant got this point.
Yeah.
So it's actually. I'm trying to look at the clock of Antoine, but okay, he's sending exploding things to the Knell here.
So is this now? This is back over to round 3.
He wants to be in here, right?
One. You know what? Can I do the reporter this time?
Oh, okay. It's 3. Oh, you want to do the report this time?
Just because.
You go
this
for
time.
It.
I'll be right back, guys.
Ooh, I get the prime seats.
Ooh. Well, we'll change that.
I might get used to this. Right. Okay. So, 3 lions on the shirt song. Okay. Yeah. 30 years. I'm with you. Yes. Football reference. Completely lost on me, unfortunately, because I like to play what I like, so I can play War Machine and watch it and play it. Whereas football, I'm never going to play in the Premier League. No interest. Bulldoze is an Axis thing. Yes, no, the Bulldoze we were talking about is the Dreamer. The Dreamer, when she kills a large base model, you can see them actually at the top. It's a plushy Titan. It's bright blue. It has 5 boxes. It is Defense 10, Armor 18, and it has Bulldoze, and it also has Arcane Pulse. So not only when you get your cavalry model or your heavy destroyed, this thing jumps out. it gets to activate, so it gets to run because it has no attacks, and it gets to run and bump things out of scenario zones, off flags, all this kind of weird stuff. If you run it next to, for example, in this matchup where Lucant is on the flag, if you then kill it, any upkeeps that are within 8 inches get removed. So if Lucant has Watcher on it, on himself, he'd have to make sure he kills it before he then tries to cast it again on himself. They all are annoying, all 3 of the Phantasms, but that doesn't work. It's only against living models, so that would only work on the Optifex Directive in this list, which obviously isn't that useful. So, any questions from you guys? I'd imagine, being that we've got the French and Italians here, if we've got people in the crowd, they're probably French or Italian. But if you have any questions in English that I can ask or check out for you, let me know. The predictions that we have, I kind of feel, as it's going now, obviously it's gone back over to Marco with the with Lucant. I just don't think he has the hitting power. I think there's 4 armor 21 heavies in the cage rages, and they've all got 28 boxes, and then there's 2 armor 19 Moans, which are pretty well protected. If you see, I think he's done the same at the top, I can't quite tell, but if you see, there is a Gremlin Swarm between the Moans and the bottom cage rager. Now, not only does that mean that he gets rid of Fury for them, but when you actually want to move a model in to attack it, even though it's incorporeal and it can't do 3 strikes and all that kind of stuff, you can't land on it. So that means you'd actually have to get past it to get a landing zone to attack the Moans. So yes, so positive charge is coming out. Now I've not seen Antoine reach for his cards, but he does have Ruin. He has Ruin, and every single one of those cage rages has Arcane Vortex. So if he tries to positive charge something nearby, I think he's just checking now. So he's put it over. So he's cast the spell. He's put it over. So I think what he's looking at. Okay, he's decided not to. So there was a position then when Antoine could have cast Ruin.
So
anyway, how are we going?
Updates. So let me check. I'm gonna start from the Wormwood versus Ghostfleet game. There is nothing really happening. It feels like both players are keeping their distance. It really feels basically the board is one player, the Ghostfleet player, just moves straight forward, like with all of his list. Like the line is still there, the deployment line is still there, basically, and that's it. So he's a bit more up on the board.
It's like he had a 20-inch deployment line, isn't it?
Exactly, but is in the zones, so there's that. And the Wormwood player hasn't done. I mean, he probably moved. I'm not actually thinking that might be his first turn. I don't know, because there's nothing really that happened here. Or if he had a first turn, which is probably the case, he moved very conservatively and he stayed like in the back. On the other games, we have the Isria duel. Things being calculated. I know Julien just asked his opponent if he did not kitbox himself with Isria. Ends up, she was just a sliver of an edge inside the kill box. So it was that moment where you're like, oops, might have been the case. That
could have ended that quite quickly.
And that, it's the moment where you just, if it is the case, you just, rush with everything and you're like, you know what, I just was able to score 5 this game, thank you. But nothing really else. It feels like to playing this game, you're
very cagey. I think the fact that they know each other.
You put your feet first, and then your opponent puts another feet. I don't know if you played that when you were a child, but basically it feels like you do this, do that, and the first one that gets the his foot on the opponent wins. So I'm not sure how it's going to end up in the end. Kedor versus Makeda.
That actually looks like a game's happening.
Yeah. So the thing is, nothing has died on the Scorn side. And it is currently the cat's player. He was asking for laser when I was next to him, so Emiliano thinks he's gonna start playing. But he has those jacks in his face for now, which means that if they want to jump, it's only gonna be 5 inches of movement.
You can still walk around a jack, and they have a large base.
True, but it feels like at least most of those cats will be engaged right now. So
I
it would
think
be
that
a free
guy
strike.
could get to the Winter Guard.
The issue is that I don't know if Pierre knows, but basically Makeda could just move forward like she's right now, and the jack would say, okay, free strike, yes. I kill it, nope. Yes. So the cat will just be whatever it wants to be. So
yeah,
so
absolutely pain in the backside. Just looking here, so we got a comment from Stupid Sexy Flanders, said it literally looks like a 5-year-old got a hold of their dad's War Machine models, smooshed them into a pile after playing more. This is actually a good point when it comes to Grymkin, and it's something that I've had a chat with people about, is that the way Grymkin work is obviously they're like trolls. They like to have a bubble, and they like to get that armor around them. Also, one of the reasons why, so for example, if you see in that group, one of those cage rages, you're going to get one model to it at most. So not only is it armor 21, it's got lots of boxes, it's also going to be really difficult, especially as you can see with the Artifice in there as well, causing Pathfinder problems, to actually try and get into those models. Being attacked by a fly on the screen. So that is like a way you will see Grymkin players fight, because what they have to do is they have to what they call lower their frontage. So less things can get in, less attacks, which means they survive. They can then do things like sacrifice to get themselves back up, and then they then kill things and get the corpses and go from there. So yes, you'll probably see a lot of Grymkin gains, which end up in this kind of bunker, for lack of a better word, bunker in front of the Death Knell, and then going from there.
So what happened when I was away?
So while you were away, it moved over to Lucant. He cast positive charge, and
it was not denied?
It was not denied. There was a moment, or if it was, there was no reach for the cards, and I'm pretty sure he's been measuring the 3 inches for it, and he probably could have cast it again, I'd imagine. So yeah, I can't see.
And it wasn't a situation where he could have Archon Vortex it and just.
No, it was the.
I see. One Rager might be going down.
That's quite a bit of damage. But I mean, we can see one tree's gone down. Looks of it, a bit of damage on the rest. But even with positive charge,
something is gone.
Okay,
that's one Rager.
That's one Rager down. Now the thing is, and this is what I was saying about the frontage, right? He's put a heavy in, he's killed the Rager. Okay, now he can't get to those other Ragers. That other Rager that's there. The Skin of Moans, it's gone. So the corpse is gone, the corpse goes into the Death Knell, that corpse now goes into the Skin of Moans. The aura gets bigger, so you've got that problem where you'll kill something, some things won't be in the aura because it'll be too small, you'll kill something and the aura gets bigger.
So what? I mean, I guess Antoine could use the Skin of Moon now to kill the Converter, get this Phantasm, contest the flag, and try to avoid, making sure like he doesn't score so much.
Next turn, and I don't know if this might happen, but next turn he could literally advance the Skin of Moons in, kill the Servitor, pop out the big elephant, the big titan, come on, run with that, and bump Lucant off the flag. He wouldn't be able to obviously score the flag because Lucant is still within 2 inches, but he would be able to bump him off and at least stop the point in that case. So, yeah. What to play for?
And actually, there was a last game, the Signors duel.
Yep.
So I think it was the judge call was about something about line of sights. I don't know how it has been resolved, but it looks like basically we have 2 heavies, one every zone on both sides, and they're just shooting each other. So, so I think Jean-Loup was able to get the. Oh wait, no, I see one of the. Is it one of the colossal gone? Or how many did you see? I can see only one.
I can see 2.
I can see 2 on the table.
Yep.
Wait. Okay, this would be bad. Because when I left, it was the state of the board. And So we clearly had a Hurricane on the right.
So do you think he shot one? I think he shot.
All the
his
colossals are
opponent's
still there.
colossals
All the
left,
colossals
yeah.
are still there. I know if you look at from the other angle, it looks like they both went onto one of the other colossals. I'm not sure. I see 3 colossals on the table right now. Looks like it's pushing for 80 or something. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Okay, hang on. So we've got. It's a nice big dice roll. Is he taking another Rager? No. So that other Rager is firing, and here comes next Inverter. Now the question is, unfortunately, we can't see that, and they don't appear to have marked any, but those inverters themselves, the galvanizers, they're not going to do much in the way of damage, but what they can do is once the inverter has taken out an aspect, he can try and get the crit grievous wounds, which will mean that sacrifice won't work, he won't be able to heal it up. If it's lost an aspect, that'll really, really affect the damage coming back. So that is the potential there.
It's damage roll. I'm not sure. Damage. That's not a lot of damage. I don't know how those inverters work. It's like power 18.
I do love that. I'm just reading there. Miso says this is why we Brexited. I'm pretty sure we Brexited because PP had a bus which they put and said all Grymkin Army for £150 if you vote Brexit, and then everyone just believed it. We went to PP afterwards and they said they didn't know what we were talking about.
So it's all because
it's the bus. It's the big message on the bus. You see, people believe they get cheap Grymkin, and then they went over. That was the core of it.
Can you imagine, like in a couple of years, you guys gonna have to get visas to come here to play WTC?
You know what? I think that'd be hilarious. You know what we should do is it'd never happen. It'd have to happen at the UN or something. But if we got all the leaders of the UN to play War Machine, I wonder what army they would pick. I mean, Theresa May, I can see being Cricks. I mean, she's close. She's close to a Lich Lord anyway. So. That's a bit mean.
What would Donald Trump play?
Donald Trump, I think.
Something explosive.
No, he would be Signar. He would totally be Signar because he'd love that, banners and, except instead of a swan, it would just have his face.
Wouldn't it be like if you like banners everywhere and the love for the motherland? What would you take? Would you take Cato instead?
No, but I think. Obviously, I was thinking more. Putin would take Cato.
Oh, they can have both.
Well, they can have both. And to be fair, I'm pretty sure he's got a good deal going on with Putin anyway, so he'd probably get a free army. I think that's
it. Could be Butcher. Very straightforward person.
Very straightforward to the point. Not everyone agrees with everything that he does.
If he has to put an axe in the face of Brisbane, for example,
exactly,
where he's not supposed to, where he's going to do it, and then think about it.
So so these are the potential armies of the world leaders. Any other good ones? So who's the court in France?
French president is Emmanuel Macron.
Macron, is he the younger fella?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
I don't know which War Machine army we could give him, to be honest. I don't know which
I think he'd be Circle.
Really?
From what I've read, he's got some environmental policies, hasn't he?
He got a minister for environment that is pretty famous in France.
Okay.
I am not sure.
Didn't he say something about the cars? He was wanting to get rid of the cars.
No, that was in Paris, and this is the mayor of Paris. And then there was something about there's discussion about the fact that we would want to get rid of the cars that would use petrol and be full electric and renewable energies. So Brisbane,
yeah. Gumbjorn. Gumbjorn is there. Is it? What's his name? The dwarf guy.
Ostrom? No, not yet. This one. Gorton.
The one no one plays. He was like the original other dwarf Brulick caster. See, we can't even remember his name. So I mean, if they all combine their powers, which I'm pretty sure, so Gumbjorn was a trencher, so he worked for Signar. Ostrom, I'm pretty sure, will work for Signar. And Siege is in Signar, so I'm kind of feeling that Trump has access
Gorton.
at some point.
That's what I said.
Gorton, there you go. So Gorton, he would have a
is
Gorton,
it the one with Prime?
Brisbane, He had Janissa, but he got rid of her because it turned out the way she did her job wasn't right, so he sacked her. He said, I want a wall, not a hill. So yes, so that would be the combined strength of a few years ago Signar when Gumbjorn was still a trencher.
There's some people who will be leaving tomorrow morning, and I guess most of them will be leaving tonight.
Yeah, so we're leaving. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. I'm not sure about yourself, Quentin.
It looks like most of the French delegation is leaving tonight, so I'm probably gonna follow because I came within the car, not
so
my
that would
car.
probably help.
So,
Yeah.
and I looked if I want to take a train to go back home. There's only one every day, and it's at
really?
7, so we
Wouldn't
probably
make
have
that
to
one.
leave now. So Durgan is like he likes to carpet bomb,
That is true.
cast cracker,
He has
incendiary, and he has something. It's
He sets
primed.
fire. He sets fire to everything he touches.
Red line, power cake. It's
Yeah,
pretty
no, that's his
explosive.
field
one.
marshal. Is set fire to everything he touches. So that's actually not so bad. Yes, sorry, Miso. We got onto conversation of while this grinds out. We were just talking about which War Machine armies the world leaders would have. We definitely decided a simple one was Theresa May would get Cricks. And what was the other one? Vlad would obviously be Kador. Trump, we're kind of thinking it would either be a combination of all the wall makers that all in fact work for Signar, but would secretly want to play Kador.
Something is going to explode in the face of the Dreamer.
Okay. Oh, so one of the Reflex Servitors has come round. And
How many times for the games to be able to, that is not
think
up to
they're
us.
not actually trying to.
They're just trying to block her because she has no
block
weapon.
her in. Yeah, she has though, and I'm not sure. And I think that might be what those tokens are. She has the ability to go incorporeal.
Oh, true.
So it might be that she's incorporeal this turn, and then what Marco is trying to do is make sure that she will actually be stuck for a turn. Although the following turn, she can just incorporeal and walk away. Theresa May isn't competent.
We're getting this stream into politics now.
How many time for all the games to be uploaded to YouTube? Now, unfortunately, this isn't our channel. We've just been brought in as guests to talk here. It is Marcin. I'm not sure his surname, but the War Room PL guys. So I'd imagine it will probably be a little while as they're going to need to get everything home. Get home themselves, and then start doing the uploads because there's a lot of videos we've recorded, 5 games, so that's 30 games, maybe 1 or 2 less because we did have some technical issues on the first day, but I would imagine hopefully in the next week or so, but I wouldn't like to put too many words into Marcin's mouth because it's not me that has to do the uploading. And Theresa May isn't competent enough to be Crix. Maybe what we would do is we would give her a mark to P-Scar Bane list. Because there was reports in one, I think it was the Welsh Masters one year, where someone's girlfriend had just started the game. She didn't know really what she was doing, but they gave her P-Scar and another caster that she didn't know what to do with, but they gave her a flow chart and she got out.
Oh, really?
Which basically said, are you in combat? No. Run forward. Or charge. Oh no, it was run forward. Okay, and then it was, are you in charge range? Cast Dark Guidance. Feet. Charge.
Was it Denny?
And she won.
No.
She did win a game. I know she won a game. She was not last. So
War Machine is not a complicated game.
No, well,
everybody can get in.
P-Scar Crix was not a complicated game back in the day. We have some
So
Pig Army.
Toasty. So Marine Le Pen is not a world leader. That's what I would say. Would you say Nigel Farage is a world leader?
No.
Okay, same thing, exact same thing.
I don't even know how that guy still has a job.
So, le podium français est jouable ou pas? Is the French podium still reachable? Well, yes. So, for right now, what would be happening, the best case scenario would be the following. If Asterix win over Michelangelo, the Italian team, and Germany lose, Asterix might be in second.
if Asterix wins, but Germany win as well,
They would come
Asterix
third.
might be third.
I'm pretty sure they're third with the strength of schedule. They
Yeah.
have the joint highest strength of schedule along with Norway.
So the other thing is that the other Norway team, I think. Oh no, I think it's the first one because one of the Norway team is fighting is gaming against the other French team, but it's not the. I think it's the other Norway team, but there is a high chance that if not second or third, don't worry, the French team might be well placed afterwards.
Yeah. So basically,
Don't worry too much about that. Just focus on what Antoine is doing right now,
Yes.
which is
So
looking
from what we
awesome.
can see, in fact, looking at it, Germany are in fact playing for the win, because if they don't win,
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. But
they,
I mean,
they're looking at it. I think Germany, if they don't win, they won't be on the podium. Because of their strength of schedule is 2 or 3 less than the other teams, which means that should they not win, there'll be other teams that are ended up on 5 and 1, and so they would overtake them. So really, Germany are playing for the win. They either take gold or they go home at the end from the looks of things. And then the ones that are actually playing for the podium spots. Norway, I think, is either first or second now. There's no way that anyone they can be either. They will be first or second. France is the highest on strength of schedule, which is France Asterix. You then have Michelangelo. So actually, I think they'll even come in second if they win this and Germany lose. You then have France Fabala. Okay, and then I think that's it. So they're the strongest. It's the 2 French teams, the Italian team and Norway, which have the highest strength of schedule. So it could really, okay. So the other stream think 3-2, 4-1 Germany favoured. I think that was what we said last time.
There's some Italian.
Okay. There's lots of hand movements.
Is going to try to argue. You know what's happening when French and Italians argue? Oh, it's okay. It's friendly. It's friendly arguing. It's really friendly. There's no need for that.
Yes, I was going to say if it got a bit more serious, it might end up like this.
Yeah, it might end up like that. But nobody saw anything. It's fine.
Basically, that was the verbal version of what we just saw. So, having a look at the clock, so we've got 23 minutes on the side of...
Might want to go and do another round of reporting quickly,
Okay.
just to see what's happening.
Yep, just check on the rounds and the scores. And
I'll be right back.
That was not me. That was that was Quentin though. So I don't mean to be fair. I found it funny, so I wasn't going to argue. So anyway, back to the game. We have the grind continuing. It does look just like a pile of models, but I think if you can make out, you have a line of 3 of the heavies at the back there. So you've got the 2 inverters and the Conservator. And then there is about, I think, 4, 5, I think there's about 6 of the Galvanizers left. So, I mean, on a par, you've got, basically now, we've gone from 6 heavies down to 4. Still having to wade through the Galvanizers, and the Italian players being very clever by making sure that the 1-inch reach of the Cage Ragers is being exploited, because he can reach over with the he can reach over the top of the Galvanizers to the Cage Ragers. The Cage Ragers can't go back. Looks like there's a Skinamones. I'd imagine this would probably be a full Skinamones now due to losing the models before. Yeah, quite possibly. If not, it might just be 2 tokens. Definitely should have at least 2 tokens on it at the moment. So it's going to walk in and be able to reach the Conservator. And then, as we said, we'll see if it happens, whether we're going to see some pushes, depending on the angle. And I think it actually might be a good angle for him. But depending on the angle of that first inverter, if the Conservator becomes the large Phantasm, he might be able to actually just push run behind him as part of his move and push him into the line, and then possibly close enough for the Cage Rangers to reach him. It looks as though it might be a bit difficult because there's a drone in the way and a flag and things. But we don't know. We'll see.
I have news. So, guys, you'll be happy to hear that Team Falvala has won against Team Norway, the second one. Yeah. So, sorry, I was being too loud. But
No. So what was
the other French team won against the Norwegian team. It seems that the way it happened was a bit weird in the sense that it looks like there was some kind of ruling in process, and the Norwegian team decided to leave. To take their plane, or I think it was to take their plane. Obviously, they wouldn't just drop the thing. But the judge that was called said, if you leave, you concede, right? And it basically more or less is the story. I'm going to try to get more information afterwards. Okay. So unfortunately fortunately for the French team, unfortunately for the game itself, looks like this is what happened. They had to leave to take their plane. So that's sad because I guess I don't know if this Norwegian team would have been able to get in the finals.
There was only one result that came in for that game, and that was
just
one
happened.
win.
So
the Negro one was a win. So I don't know how the rest of it was looking. If it was not looking great,
I don't know. It felt like it was really 1-1 and it was really in the middle, and then there was this judgment. Actually, one of the French players actually explaining to the French coach what was happening. But it looks like there was a lot of, looking at the gesture he's making, there was a lot of weird things going on, and I guess when the judge was called, it looks like they just bailed. I don't know. I'm not sure what happens. The French player seems to be a bit upset though, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
We're going to try to get more information about that. What happened when I was away? Because I got news to tell.
So the things that was happening is basically the Skin of Moans is getting into that gap to kill some stuff. I'd imagine it's just been a Manifest Destiny will appear. I think what might have actually happened, sorry I missed it when I was talking to you, is he sat on 5 Fury, so the Artifice is still there, so that'd be 1. Is that 5 Fury?
How many beasts did... there's another point for the Italian player, by the way.
Another point for the Italian player.
Yeah, I just went next to them, so I know.
Okay, so... That's not going to reposition. See, I kind of find it funny because what you could do is you could run a Gremlin Swarm exactly 4 inches away from the flag in some weird zone, in some weird place. And I know large base is bigger than 2 inches, isn't it? So Lucant with reach can actually reach it and still be on the flag. So I understand now. It's the medium base that's just a bit less. Anyway, sorry, so situation on the other
table. So basically, the game between Pierre and his Cadors against Emiliano and Scorn. Pierre just scored 1 point, but when I was there, it felt like he was a bit annoyed by something. He only has 2 jacks left, so I guess the jacks are gone now. There's still 1 Battle Giant up, and most of the Winter Guard is still there.
Yep.
But it is Emiliano's turn right now, so I guess, I'm pretty sure Winter Guard is going to die.
Yes.
One way or another. As we can see, I see 1. Actually, it's on the side though. I see 3 cats have been removed. Only 3, and 1 Legend of Valak and a couple of Beastlanders. So still a lot of things for the Italian player. And it's not over. It's not over 1 bit. Then for the Syra game. It feels like it was still a big game of I'm waiting for you to come in, dude. So for now, the way it is that Julien took one of the rounded zone and is covering in with his, just throwing in with his Colossal.
Yep.
And it doesn't look like his opponent is going to try to get in at all.
Oh, so he might start taking some points?
The fight seems to be happening on the other side of the table, on the other rounded.
So he can toe stopping them running in to score, but he can't score himself
because getting in
Because
units in will mean
gotta
that
be a unit.
it's going to get
'cause
shot.
they're gonna get
Because
shot.
both players have Hysteria, so stealth only matters so much.
Yep. And the flag, I can't see anything on his flag.
No, but there's something on Julien's flag, but not on the Italian player's flag. So
So that's actually a bonus because that means it will start getting points, and that might be the trigger that forces his opponent
to move. But
to move.
looks like his opponent is kind of, on the OK side, on the other side of the table. He seems to have put like more of his jacks and most of his jacks and his measures to strike force on this side. So he probably won the. He won the duel here, so one is going to score on his flag, the other one is going to score on the zone, and I don't know what's going to happen afterwards. On the table, the quick duel,
the huge base off.
the huge base off. I don't think many of those players have anything to score in those big zones. So what I saw is that
Mechanics.
the French, yeah, they might die to extra leaps or something. But are they immune? I'm not sure.
No, mechanics aren't.
Oh, they said they lost against Norway. I had another information. So okay, hold on what I said. We're gonna get that confirmed, okay? For me, the story that I got is that Norway just left the game, left the tables. Well, there was a decision that a ruling that had to be made, and basically the judge said, well, if you guys leave before the end, that's over for you. So. This is what I've heard. Let me just check if I can get more information.
Gets in touch with his contacts.
The information that I got from my side is France won. So,
okay.
Okay,
Well,
so we're gonna get that sorted.
Just while you're doing that then, so it looks like Manifest Destiny has gone up from the Dreamer, but because she lost the ability to go in corporeal this term, she's had to basically just stand there and stare at these three servitors.
Quick finish on the update. So the signal duel seems to be going in favor of the French player. I feel that those two calls were still working and they have a lot of armor and everything, and they start, they're going to be able to start going through the enemies.
Start trading.
And like positively for the French player. And the last game, goes straight into Wormwood.
Okay.
The French player seems to have lost it. I don't know. He feels like he doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh wow!
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He said he's not playing right. Told me when he saw me go past him, he said, "I don't think I'm doing this right. It doesn't look like it doesn't feel like confident into his capabilities of winning the game at this point."
Fair enough.
So maybe it's a
See,
mistake. Maybe he was too shy. That's
I
it.
thought it was going to be. I did think Falbala won.
So I know who Lord Wendell has. Maybe I know who Nikoko is. I don't know. I think Falbala won.
Yeah.
But here, so yeah, sorry.
So anyway, so we've got Manifest Destiny going up. It looks. We're still on the Grymkin side, it seems. Yeah, we're still on the Grymkin side, not swapped over. I think what's happening now is he's just trying to find ways to get those heavies into the opponent's heavies. And the problem is that there are galvanizers either side. There's a flag in the middle. So that bit between the two rages is a flag. And if that galvanizer is outside of an inch, then that's a big pain for that rager.
What I feel here is looks like Antoine might be losing a scenario at some point. So.
Which is surprising because I do know that obviously Antoine. I know he's using these Gremlin Swarms, but I kind of feel at this point that you would just sacrifice one.
Just to make sure that his opponent doesn't
just
get
to stop it for a turn, make Lucant
because if at any point
spend some focus.
his opponent is able to clear the top of the order down zone, he can just run the servitors in the zone and be like, yep, that's another point, you didn't see this one coming, and now you're gonna have to sacrifice stuff really to prevent.
It's the Optifex he needs to get into the zones.
Yeah, true, but it's possible for them to go either way, I guess.
Yep. So this one's it's a big grind. It's a very big grind. So here we go. So the Manifest Destiny attacks coming in. And another Galvanizer is taking lots of damage. This time without. I think that was 14 damage. Yeah, 6/4. Dice +1. I'm sorry. Dice +1. That's what I was going to check as well. I can't see. Is Lady Karianna in that list?
Sorry, what are you?
Lady Karianna for the Grymkin, which is France. So I don't recall seeing it, to be fair. She is. I can't see where she is, but she...
What does Lady Karianna do?
Okay, so she's really, really good. She gives Enrage, which is obviously +2 strength. She can ancillary attack, which in this kind of circumstance is actually really, really important. Because the... say, for example, you've just got one servitor that's blocking a charge. You can ancillary attack that to kill the blocking model, and then you can activate the beast to get it in. That's where the power 21 Skin and Moans comes from, is obviously the ranged Skin and Moans with 3 co-op tokens. And the other side to it is that she's an absolutely pain in the arse, because what she can do is you can put her into a zone to contest. She has a rule called Sorrowful Rampage, which is basically all the Grymkin think that she's her mum. She's their mum. So if you kill her, the entire army gets +1/+1 for a round, which can be pretty big, especially on the damage curves when you're looking at the power 17 in comparison to power 18. It may sound like only 1 point of damage, but that's 1 point of damage per attack, which can be the difference between wrecking a heavy and not wrecking a heavy.
Yeah,
it can mean you use less fury, which means subsequent turns are easier. All those
And when you do 5 attacks, it's 10 points of damage just +2, so it's just a third of a jack or a beast.
No, exactly.
It's just huge.
So yeah, big difference. So looks like
the Phantasm is
here
there.
we go. I told you it's gonna run. It's gonna bump. Right. So here we go. So I'm hoping it's out of.
Maybe he's gonna try to bump things in the back first. I don't know.
It doesn't look like it's in bulldoze.
What's the speed? It's 5?
Speed 5, I believe.
Okay.
It might be 4, but I'll just check. There you go. Speed 4. Large Phantasm is speed 4. So runs 8. He's got no attacks, so there is no point.
Okay, it's just
doing
gonna
anything but running.
That's not. Consider that Emiliano, the agent captain, I think he's the captain, but he's sweating right now. I don't know if you can see his hair. Oh, is he trying to? Maybe there's gonna be an assassination. I don't know. I heard something like I'm gonna go for the caster.
No.
We'll see.
We will see. Anyways, right, so I can't wait till that thing activates. That's going to be hilarious. I love the big guy. If you've not seen this model, you need to go look it up. It is amazingly cute. Mine has been painted with a cream face and a red back.
I was thinking, I think this inspiration from this model comes from one of the, the Star Wars Cantina band. There's one of the players that is like a blue elephant with some kind of
yes, in Jabba's Palace.
Yes,
and he plays the piano.
Oh yeah,
I have that toy at home because I
saw that and I was like, oh, that's this guy.
Yeah, he's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so
something else dying.
So that's the. What was that?
I think it was
Servitors. So there basically there's now a big gap.
And now Skin and Moans is coming in, and I guess Skin and Moans is going to try to get rid of a couple of heavies.
I think what it'll probably go for is the Inverter to start with, because
it just knocks things down, so at least it's going to force...
It makes things a problem for movement, because you have to spend to stand up.
And both players on 23 minutes. Okay, so looks like Germany seems to be... Okay, thank you for the update, Miso.
Thank you very much. Right, so here comes the attacks. It's looking good. Big damage rolls there. Two in a big columns.
Looks like the website has been updated and Falbala is now the winner of the game. So against Norway again.
I think that Skin and Moans just 3-shot the Inverter. So now he's going to go for the other heavy, and I think this is it. That Skin and Moans is probably going to do a big number on that Converter. And if there is a Gremlin Swarm nearby, they can just walk up and tag it. It means no repairs. and no way of sort of coming back at it.
I like how we say tag it. It's like a game of tag. Hello, tag, you're it. What?
Well, they are annoying to be fair. What's he doing? Right, so it looks like he's buying the attacks. He's going to run a bit hot. It looks like. So we've already got 4 Fury on one of the Skinner modes. The other one, I'd imagine, I can't see he's put the other side, but I imagine that's going to have a lot of Fury on it as well. And I think that means now that the...
So, Lord Rendell, I'm not sure I understand what you keep talking about Diego. So, who is Diego? Somebody speaking in Italian, I need to know what's happening.
Yeah, sorry, we are English and French here, so we aren't able to help. Quello, Che, Tomavo, Diego?
Trying to see. Similiano, Marco, Eduardo, Daniele, and Alessandro. So, he's probably Calcifer. Oh, yeah, it's Calcifer. Hi, Calcifer. So, yeah, the updated Italian team, I went at it was 15 minutes ago, so I'll go back at 7 to see what's happening with the other games.
Rathrock, this is the Italian team that's on our stream and we're giving updates for the Michelangelo. So at this rate, we're thinking this is probably a game for 3rd place.
Yeah, more or less.
Not going to game for 3rd place, but should obviously the games are all still going. Should there be an upset? And the Germans would lose. This was actually going to be a game for 2nd place.
But the German seems to be winning, so it's going to be probably a game for the 3rd place.
Yeah, we'll see, because the predictions either way. We had some certain games that suddenly ended with an assassination. So it's until it's finished, it's not finished. So we'll wait and see. But obviously, in the minds of the Italians and French,
you can hear that just Emiliano just cursed in French, and not the French captain cursed in French. The French captain is not really happy. I think Emiliano keeps doing his stuff rolls over and over and over, and I think this is annoying the French captain a lot.
What is he doing? Are we just doing good rolls or bad rolls?
I think he's doing good rolls. I think I'm gonna go there and take pictures again.
Okay,
it looks like Emiliano is just toughing again and again and again and again and again. I'll be right back.
Okay, so I'm still waiting on my favourite activation of this game, which will be the... Oh, did he just sacrifice? Oh, I missed it. Did we see a lot of... Yes. So he was able to get through. I don't think Marco respected the damage that even on feet turn the Cage Rages could do to those Galvanizers, which just meant the wall was too thin for him to fight through. I'm not sure what Gamin is, if that's a player. I'm not sure. Toasty, you'd have to explain a bit clearer for me. Unfortunately, my French counterpart, who actually knows the players, has now gone to go get some updates. But yes, I'm still waiting on this Phantasm to activate. He's going to be able to. Oh, he didn't activate. What has happened there? Okay, so this is going to be an advance to give, I would imagine, give Pathfinder. Now I'm not sure if that template's there because he seems to just advance full speed through that, so it might not be there anymore. The players might have just left it just due to the amount of models on top. But I'm looking at the damage grids there. Now I think Antoine might have used Sacrifice last turn if he's like taken a free strike or something's died, because most of those beasts look completely untouched. And as we said before, so you've got 2 Cage Rages. Is it 2 Cage Rages or 3 Cage Rages? I think it's 2 Cage Rages left. Trying to see off the board. Yeah, so 2 Cage Rages have died. So you've got 2 Cage Rages left, 2 Skin of Moans, and I think Sacrifice is the card that he's got up at the side. He's just replacing the model in there at the moment.
So, there's an assassination going on the Signor versus Signor. This Italian player just basically slammed a slight Warjog within Striker.
Okay.
It's probably going to take some time to resolve because of all the pushing models and everything. So I just came back just to let you know on the other tables. Syra versus Syra. It's 4-1 for the Italian player.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's, I think it's probably going to end up pretty soon.
Yep.
It's 1-1 for the Crix versus Ouroboros. And there is things going on next to the captain's table. I don't want to get too close because I think I'm going to get hit.
Oh wow! Why? What's going on there?
They're really, I mean, the French captain is really pissed about his die roll and the fact that he cannot get rid of Emiliano's model, which keeps not dying again and 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 again. I understand that, but right now Pierre is up on scenario by 1 point. The thing is, like, he's starting to lose some of the models that he needs to win.
Okay. Yes. I mean, as we said earlier, that's the thing with.
Gamin is the French coach and Pierre is the French captain.
Ah, okay.
It's not the same thing. Gamin is the coach.
Yes, so the Phantom stopped him from scoring, but I just expected the Phantom to activate. Maybe he was in free strike range of something. I didn't want to risk it, but I would have expected him to just run up, bump things about, be a pain in the backside, and unfortunately he just gets Lucant's just come up to kill him himself. But that's okay because that means he can just come back out again when the Conservator dies. Let's have a look. Donkey se passe-t-il? No,
I'm just asking the other French captain what happened with Norway, just to make sure.
Right, so I mean, this is something to talk about. We had that bit earlier when Richard Beach was fighting the Don, and it was Kador into the Cats.
Yeah.
And from what we understand from the players is that basically it was a very nearly closed-case game for Richard, but there was 8 tough checks in a row with the Cats, which then meant that Makeda had enough transfers to survive an assassination attempt, and then in return the Jack was killed by a despoiler that couldn't get to him. So I mean, it's one of those things where you could sort of cry foul. I don't know how they balance these kinds of models in those lists, because in the games where you do something and they just fail tough straight away, or if they always fail tough, Makeda's only got so many fury, they're just going to die straight away.
But
and you just,
as long as you're tough.
As long as you're tough, and that's the thing. Those games seem to really rest on the luck of it in a way. Obviously, you can position to reduce those amounts of attacks and things, but if the toughs say no that day, you're in a bad way. And then if the toughs happen all day, you just you're on home to victory. So. Yeah. They're a bit of an annoying unit because of that.
Absolutely.
For both sides, strangely enough.
I think Pierre knew that Vlad list would have some game against the Makeda 2 list because of sign importance and the amount of attacks that he's going to be able to put into those cats. But if it's not working, well, it's not working. So it's down to 1 Jack, 1 Battle Wagon.
Okay, hang on.
And,
Toasty has just said...
I don't know what's happening, but the French signal player just cursed as well. So the curse on the French team is going to be true again.
So I'm just looking. Toasty has said, "Je comprehend un mot."
It says he doesn't understand what we're saying.
He doesn't understand what we're saying. He doesn't understand English. Is that?
He says he understands a word about a word of a free. A word every 3 word that we're saying because he's not very good with English. Well, we can't really do anything.
I'm sorry. I'm English. I can try and speak French, but that probably won't help. So yes, I apologise, Toasty. Maybe if you need something really important cleared up, we can get Quentin to say some French for you.
Maybe.
Okay, I'm still trying to look at the body language of the other players to see what's happening, because it looks like the caster kill on Largo is still going on.
Might be over soon, might not be over soon. I don't know. What's happening
Let's
there?
see. So what's happening here? So Lucant is valiantly trying to fight back. He himself came up and killed the Phantasm. We then had the Galvanizers moving attacks round, moving the focus rounds, and he's just applying damage onto the various.
Oh, it's over. The French. It's the first win for Italy. So yeah, we gave that one to France, and we're both wrong.
We did. Striker won. But as we said, that's unfortunately how these games go. It sounds very similar to that kind of Texas game. We thought it was very much in the bag for the one player to come down to an odd assassination.
In this case, it seems to come back that the French player just let one light warjack from the Italian player getting too close, and at some point, the Italian player was like, you know what? I'm gonna slam. I'm gonna try to slam this jack into your caster and see what happens.
Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's exactly the same with, as you said, with the Texas game. Like, the game was in hand, we thought it was all good, and then just one light warjack was millimeters close enough. Because it's not a set thing, but at that point, if your opponent's in that position where that's all they can do, that's what they're going to do.
Basically, the French player was, in terms of scenarios, I think it was 2-1 or 3-1, something like this. So that's it.
Yes, Mark, I am a scrub.
And so I'm sorry, I cannot.
I'm an English
who's
scrub.
the? Edouard Finto-1. Finto-1 against Jean-Luc.
Okay, so we've got a judge over on the fourth table as well, which is the Corollary games.
In this game, I'm not sure. I think Italy is gonna win as well. So if those two tables are down for France, it means that we're gonna have to have the remaining 3 players to be able to find.
Do you think the French player? So as we said, like their game was basically.
So which asterisk? Jean-Luc, Largo lost.
So those people were basically in a line next to each other. Do you think it would have been the better play for the French player to kind of risk the Hyperion?
Yes.
I mean, it's armor 19.
Yes.
Dice minus 9.
Completely.
Because if he shoved it in and sort of said, look, I'm going to put this in.
Try to deviate, risk it if it wasn't back.
Do whatever you want. Put the inviolable resolve on it, so the non-mage hunter attacks still.
It would have forced the other mage hunter from the other side of the game
feed.
to just first decide would have to
And
feed
then
and have to move back to try to counter this. But here it was really just a game of the Italian player. I mean, from what I saw, it was like one of the Italian players was you just put more infrastructures on one side and you score with units. So
yeah,
you score with units.
I mean, that's what I think. I think basically, I think they were. It might be that they just know each other, so they just respected each other too much. You do get that when you know each other. You start in your head playing out the game.
Absolutely.
So I think maybe he was playing out the game too much himself. So yeah, I mean that was one of the reasons why I thought the Hyperion would have won that one because it's like we said, it's like the cats. He puts it in. It's for the rep player to kill. If he kills it, great, but that's your plan. Your plan is to counter-attack off that kill. If he doesn't kill it, brilliant. He's used everything and he's still not killed it.
And so then you can use it afterwards.
Yeah, it's like win-win. But from what we can tell, is that just everything is too far away.
It feels like the Italian player is still trying to shove things into the. But isn't that a heavy? No, it's a servitor
This
game.
looks like on the other side
it feels like Antoine is losing the attrition game here. Really.
Yes, I mean he's just flicked back the croc, so that must be. I think we're actually on round 4 at least. Sorry,
We kind of lost track.
We
here.
get a bit excited when we start talking about various things around the room. So we think we're on round 4. We think this is actually the bottom of round 4. So in come the Gremlin Swarms, just making sure they're probably out of Dissolution Bolt range, or at least out of range if Lucant wants to stay on the flag. So that's those 2 zones secured for the 2 Gremlin Swarms.
The French captain just posted something, which means he's not really into the game anymore. And he's saying that basically the tough rate of Emiliano is enough death.
This laptop cannot take the intense action of.
Very, very sorry about this.
You may need to reset your. Let's see if it comes back through. So you might need to reset your app or whatever it is your details. Let's just see if we can do that ourselves. Hang on, back up.
I think we're back on anyway because here we have a green light. Basically, so the thing, the intense section that you guys have missed is the following. Italy just won another game. It was Ghost Fleet into Wormwood. So that's another win for Italy, which is at 2-0 right now.
We are not doing well on this front. We were convinced.
We are really bad. We are really bad. On the paper, it feels like, yeah, as you said before, it's maybe an issue of playing against yourself when you know those people, you know, the players, and like you keep losing against them. I don't know.
Hello. Right. So, see, we say we're streaming, but mine
I'm gonna take that from you.
is not registering that it's back on.
So what have we missed here? So I hope
we've got another Phantasm.
something
We've got
just
two
ran here
Phantasms.
to just contest again. But at some point, it's, you know, time-wise, I think.
Time-wise, he's looking quite low. 8 minutes
Is it
45.
8 or 18?
Yeah, that looks like 8.
But attrition-wise, it feels like there is less and less jacks.
To worry about.
Yeah,
death
to
now.
worry about. We're probably rune 5 now, so
I can imagine at one point the Dreamer might just run off to one of the zones.
Yeah.
There's enough solos around for one to jump on the flag, so any sort of points change shouldn't be a problem. Why is Warren?
that was my first one.
Sorry guys, I don't know if you can see us because my app's not showing anything on the screen. Ah, okay, there you go. Mine's not working
cool.
again. So, good stuff. Although I have lost the chat up until this point. Aye. So yeah. So really, I think the Dreamer still can do it. Is still falling behind on scenario.
Points,
Can't
but,
understand how not a single. I really must say, like, I mean, obviously he's going away, but I'm really
And
not
it's
like
another
this.
point or not? What's happening?
It doesn't look like it.
I don't think it is.
But look, you've got these Gremlin Swarms that I'm not even sure are within 4.
Okay, it's just another turn then. Okay, we're probably at turn 5 or I hope not 6, but it's probably 5.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at that, you've got 2 Gremlin Swarms there.
At some point,
might be within 4. But
Lucant is going to have to move at some point.
yeah,
The thing is,
one Gremlin Swarm should be scoring on the flag, and from what I can tell, Antoine doesn't have a CP yet. Like that Gremlin Swarm on the far right, that can easily be between the Cage Rager and the Skinner Moans on the
start,
flag.
absolutely, and it's going to have to start scoring at some point. But maybe it just did his action to remove the jack. I don't know, wasn't there.
Maybe.
Screen is black still. Lord Rendell, can you try to refresh? Maybe this is what's happening. Because we feel like it's going now.
Okay, so it's gone back to Marco. I think he's probably trying to think of ways that he can finish. I can't quite see if we got to get rid of that red box. How'd you get rid of that red box?
Click away. Cool.
Okay, cool. Right, so I can't quite see, but I don't think there is 4. Don't think he's got 4 CPs, which is good for Antoine because it means that he probably can't. So it's out of 2 inches currently of a Gremlin Swarm. Oh no, they're not Gremlin Swarm. Okay, maybe it's just the angle that Gremlin Swarm might be within 4. So it could be the case that Marco is on 4, possibly 3, and he's looking for a way to clear the flag so that Lucant can score it, but Lucant is unfortunately stuck in the position where he can kill things, and yes, Lucant can really kill stuff, but he has to still be touching that flag, so he is limited by about 4 and a bit inches within that flag. So he can't. The way that those Gremlin Swarms are placed means that he can't get to both of them. I mean, he could possibly. I think it's a Dissolution Bolt is his nuke, which seems risky. I mean,
If he gets too low on focus,
yeah. I mean,
this is the moment where
stopping Lucant scoring a point is the equivalent of you getting a point.
true.
So why there isn't the Gremlin Swarm on that flag, or even Phantasm, just something.
That is
It
true.
just seems...
The small Phantasm can just be there. Maybe. Oh, Lucant is moving back.
Okay, so he's trying to. So he's gonna.
Oh,
no.
up, back, up. Maybe he's gonna try to do
So
this.
he's gonna instead. He's gonna.
Oh, is telling the Italian player that he put. Look at this. So sorry guys, but it looks like what happened is that Antoine put the Gremlin Swarm behind Lucant, so he wasn't able to bolt him. And then the Italian player just moved him back and then forth, and was like, "Oh, you're in line of sight. I'm gonna additional Sunbolt first." And Antoine gently turned his model away and says, "No, you were not."
Oh. I say I'll have to rewatch some of these. They do seem quite entertaining. Some of the little. See, you get that point. You think you're being watched, you're being recorded. People are watching you. It's on that stage as well. I mean, I remember it was the Finger of God.
Yeah, I don't know. It's that level of thing.
Oh, it's definitely not that level.
But
Definitely
it
not
might
that
be
level.
just something. But it feels like because it happens in this sequence, you're like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a bunch of stories that I've heard from various people, but there's similar sort of thing where, I know there was somewhere there was a measurement that was agreed, and when the opponent went to move the model, they then disagreed. And it was meant to be.
And of course, when you call the judge, it's whatever is
When
on
you
the
call
table.
the judge, the model has been picked up. Oh, the England Knights are currently 2-0 down. Come on, England, I believe.
I believe.
Do a little dance for you there. There you go.
I believe.
See, are they dancing on the Muse stream?
No, they're not. They're
See,
just
because
they're
they're not.
serious.
They're not. They may get the games and the technology.
But we got hats and wigs.
We've got hats and wigs and poor jokes about Europe.
Yes, we do.
What more
Lions
can you
one
want?
down.
Oh no, the Lions one are down. Let's have a look how that's going. So Poland.
Oh, Antoine seems to be removing things
So
again.
Norbert and Alex have lost. Looks like Alex played into the Dreamer and lost, and also Grail won. Wow, Grail won played into Vlad won, and Grail won. Is Grail won? There you go, Circle players. Grail won is the new tech. Poor jokes about Europe. Yeah, I mean, what do you expect? Hey, I doubt you got any jokes about Europe over on the Muse stream. They don't. They hardly know what Europe is. They just think it's this big block of people that know their game more than them. Let's have a look at what else is going on. So I've just realised I'm like headbutting the screen there. Okay, so the first result in there is Seren and Rias 2 on Canada Goose. Have played beat Matt Gallagher with Striker 1.
Oh, it's too bad. We lost a lot of viewers.
Let me guess, and the other one is a faction in the Dimensions game. Yeah, beautiful. So Canada Goose playing against the Lions.
So what is happening? Is Phantasm working? Something is
Phantasm
working.
is pushing, so he's pushed him against the obstruction. Okay. So there's a bit of an awkwardness there.
And of course,
So I think what he's trying to do maybe is trying to get the angle that he can move the Phantasm by the Death Knell and push him away out of the zone. Because although it's not really going to matter because he can't score. I think maybe if he's running, he wants to run with Dreamer. Unsure. This feels a bit weird. It kind of feels like there's some weird things going on. I know the time's going on. We've got 5 minutes on Antoine's clock and 6 minutes on, or just under 7 minutes on Marco's.
Germany.
And it looks. You can hear that. That sounds like
That's Germany victory.
Germany has won. So this is now a game for third place.
Okay.
So this is the game for third place because I think Norway, with their strength of schedule, are most certainly in second, which is still good going. Everyone's getting naked.
Oh yeah, there's something about that. Okay, the after party is starting right away.
Everyone's throwing off
Wait
their
a minute.
clothes. Guys, if you're gonna celebrate.
Can you wait 20 seconds, like 20 minutes that everything can get in the mood? Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, back to this game. Okay, so what's going on there? So what I think has happened there is did the Dreamer shoot him? No.
We won.
Yes.
That was a German speaking.
Germany are just explaining they won on the wrong feed, but they're still happy nonetheless.
Back into what's happening here, because this is the action we're trying to follow. The game is still going on between Emiliano and Pierre, and
The game that
the game where we heard a lot of curse words flying
Yes.
around the room.
I can see the third phantasm. The third phantasm is right at the bottom of the bottom zone.
Just to make sure that there's
Just to
not
make
going to be
sure
any
there's no-
shenanigans from Lucant just running there and be like, yep, scoring as well. Looks like Antoine only has 3 minutes left. He's passing the clock on, and I think he scored his first point. But please, Antoine, write it.
Write it down.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yep, gets his
First point.
That
Okay.
must be
So wait,
six.
isn't there a phantasm right next to the flag? Yeah, it's 2. It's 2 points.
Where's he getting the second one from?
Well, the phantasm is on the
there's
cloud
point
thing,
now.
and the caster is on the top zone, so it's
Yep.
2 points. And now I guess this is now where the Cyrus player is going to be like kind of out of options in terms of trying to find a way to contest those areas, and Antoine is quietly going to be sitting at 3 minutes clock and be like, yep, 2. We're probably going to get the win at the very last minute of the game. Although I might be speaking too quick here.
Maybe. So three models contesting. There is, I think what happened previously was the Corollary was given magical weapons to go kill one of the Gremlin Swarms. So now... Oh, bit of a nudge on that Gremlin Swarm then.
The bottom one has been contesting for the last turn and something, so if it's not anymore, somebody moved it.
I think that was the discussion Antoine was saying, that there should be 3 models within 4 that have been contesting. We've got the Phantasm, the Gremlin Swarm, and the bottom Gremlin Swarm. Now the big Phantasm has ran back onto the flag. It's looking...
Wait, how many models is there still in the 4 for Marcos? I think there's the big bull, the Corollary, and a caster. Do we see anything else?
Corollary, the caster... No, that is it. That he killed the rest of the Optifex.
Corollary is going in.
So
Wait, have you seen Antoine used any Arcana?
does the no? But I can imagine he's probably. This is the problem with Grymkin. They're going to be an awful faction to compensate for, because unless they actually put the card down or the token down or something, you're not going to see
Yeah.
that actually being
Marco is
played.
trying to get something in place to put his Corollary somewhere.
So just another update. England Lions has beat Pat Dunford has beat Byros 2 with the Dreamer, and England Knights has been defeated. It was a beautiful moment while they had it.
I
They
think the
went-
game between the captains is over. Yeah, I don't know who wants. Yeah, so I don't know if Emiliano won or.
Beers are being brought in. Germany is in a happy mood. Why not? No, exactly.
I wonder why. Simon? Judge?
I think Pat has gone undefeated. I've not recalled a game where he's lost. So yeah, but as you'd expect from Pat, he knows what he's doing. He knows his matchups well. He is the captain, so if he put himself into a bad matchup, more for him. But yeah, it's Pat with a new faction that he's been practicing a lot. I must admit, I did laugh because I did say to him, I said, I'm on my 12th game with Grymkin now.
So it's 2 for the French player?
Yep.
Or not? Where is Lucant?
Lucant is he behind that Rager? No.
I have no clue.
No, he's in the bottom zone. He's trying to kill that Cage Rager. So he didn't kill it, so it looks like Cage Rager is
Antoine is trying to kill the guy, the Lucant.
We've not seen any health. Is he just indicating it with dice?
Yeah, it's very possible. Yeah, no, Antoine,
like,
go. You're out of time. You don't have time to try to understand what the, just remember the numbers.
I just went trying to score so I would make sure that I
So he's on the
Trying to kill the Corollary, so he makes sure he gets 2 points this turn.
He's flicked it over to him, but he's paused it. I think there's a bit of a discussion going on while he's just... I think what's going on is because of the marking the damage and things like that, he's just flicked it over and paused it just to say, sort of, I'll let you, mark it correctly and things like that.
So I'm not sure. Simon? Who won on the... Is it Emiliano or Pierre who won? The further game on the side.
Okay, looks like it's turn 7 and it is going the way of the Dreamer. So it's been flicked back.
The one further away. Yeah.
So Lucant's still alive. He's got just under 3 minutes to do something. It looks like he's now behind on scenario zones. And this will be the last round. So this is round 7. That is over, yes. So it goes to the Dreamer.
The Dreamer won?
The Dreamer won.
Oh, so there's...
Is there a main Twitter channel for In the War Machine? I don't know.
French guy, and he has won because his opponent has clocked out.
Emiliano clocked out, so it's 2-2 right now.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so Antoine won, the captain won. Is down to the Syra game, the Syra standoff, which I was giving for the Italian team. I was giving for the Italian team, and it's still going on. So if it's going on, it's still going on. I have nothing else to say. I don't know if we're going to be able to get a camera over there. So
it's not the table.
It's 2-2. That's okay. I don't know what's there.
The players themselves, quite possibly. I know Norbert is. What's Norbert? 45 caliber or something like that. So you might be able to connect through them on there. But no, unfortunately, you'd have to try and get in touch with them yourselves. I know that a bunch of them are active on things like Facebook forums for their particular factions. So you can always get in touch with them via that. So we've got...
What's happening?
I think the Italian teams... So if it's 2-2, then
I don't know what's
everything's
happening.
resting on this game.
The game has been paused and then back up and then back on, and then they kind of shake hands over an argument, I guess. It was a friendly one, huh? Right? They were all both smiling and trying to explain something to each other, and I think there was a French coach and an Italian player next to it, and like everything went fine. It's just that... Julien is currently running something for something. He keeps destroying Italian models.
I don't understand this. Every time they do something, they both raise their hands in the air. Like this.
I haven't, Mr. Referee, I haven't touched the goalie.
I've just done it again. I don't know what's going on. Wait.
It's still ongoing. So guys, it's still going 2-2. 2-2, France, Italy, but I have no clue what's going on. The French delegation is pondering on what's going to happen. The Italian captain is busy fiddling with his stuff. Probably a bit sad that he clocked himself, but that's the way it is sometimes. And you know, it's okay because it's keeping us on the edge.
Yeah.
Will France be able to win over Italy this time? There's a clock going down, but I don't think it's from this game, so the French player seems to be starting to put his things back in his tray, but it's not over, there's still dice. There's still things happening.
Hang on, we're starting to get impatient. It's the doors.
No clue what's
Someone's not manning the door, so we're just getting people
to
coming in
reflect
now.
the expression we can see on those faces here. It's not very easy.
No.
It would be good. It would be good for Italy to win. And you know, at this point, it's more a question between France and Italy, which have been facing each other so many times, to see if France is going to be able to win this time or not. To remind everybody, there was a grudge match between those two countries on Friday evening, on the first day of WTC when everybody arrived, and Italy won by 1 game. I think it was 8-7. So I think there's some kind of national pride here for both teams, so to make sure that they keep being the best.
Just another update. We've got England Lions are now 2-1 ahead. Ryan Evans beat Chris Dancox with Hoggle 2. So the only 2 games left. Unsurprisingly enough, we have Rich Beatty still not finished his game, and Paul Watson with Barrett 1. So
I don't know about the Ashes game. I'm not even sure it happened.
I don't think it happened, unfortunately. Basically, what happened is the food queue on that night meant that people were queuing up for food till it must have been gone 10 o'clock. And then after the 2 of the England teams went 3-0 on the Saturday night,
It might be over.
on the Saturday night, that meant that they wanted to get an earlier night, so it didn't happen.
Okay, so let's just.
We have someone in French saying things in French in a panicked way.
I'm fighting for the lots.
So basically, right now there is like a big part of the French delegation is behind the gate, behind the table, is trying to understand what's happening, I guess. Va pisser.
Can we shoot people out?
Just let us try to see what's happening, guys. Thank you. It's over. I don't know what's happening.
As you can gather by the exploding Frenchman next to me, France has just won. So that I think secures third place. So that would be third place for France. And now Quentin is a very happy man that he chose this as his. Do you need to go join them and bring the French captain over?
Maybe
join in and
I'm gonna get him now.
You think that they won it from the noise? Oh, brilliant. I have no shirt to trade. Sorry, there is a lot of noise going on. Quentin has gone off to go hug everyone. It's a big French moment. Hopefully he'll come back with the captain and we can get some sense out of them.
So we're gonna get the French captain over.
Okay.
As soon as he's done, hugging everybody.
It's
really everybody.
Than the Germans.
Oh, this is huge because
So
is
much
the
for the
first time
keeping people out.
both French
We've been
teams are
invaded.
5-1.
Both French teams are 5-1.
5-1.
That's a good year. Good year.
Never
Any
happened.
random German shirts? No, I have no shirt to trade.
I have one, but I want to keep it.
I
feel like it's very
I kind of feel like I need a random shirt just as a mentor of WTC. I don't think I've got anything to trade. I can trade my winning smile.
Is that going to be enough?
I don't think that's going to be enough.
They're French. Okay, so the French captain is actually finishing to put all the data thing has to be rating in the rating sheet. So
Okay.
so
So anyway, we have a very happy
we got.
info.
We're trying to get info. They're just hugging each other,
They're hugging each other, and unfortunately, we had a no entry policy. So the idea was that no one extra would come in, and we've been invaded. So there's just lots of people hugging lots of people.
So other than that, well, that was I think
But that's
the latest
WTC.
game that we're gonna see, streamed on the WTC 2017 event. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's the first time I was doing
Let's see if
this
there's
in
any
English.
other
but,
updates we've got. Thank you very much, guys. Oh, hang on. There
Oh
is
wait,
an
we have
update.
more things coming up.
It is 2-2.
Stay with us.
Richard Beach lost to Nemo 3, so now it is down to Scabrous versus Thyra for the England team. And then Canada Beaver against Australia Dropper. That's still going on. Canada Moose versus Swiss Chocolate. Canada is currently in the lead.
Thanks guys for the stream.
Not a problem.
Thank you, Marcin.
Great work.
Thank
Good
you.
fun.
So many viewers, even with the finals, etc. So.
We had at some point we were very close to 80, and then the blue screen of death happened, and we went back to 30-ish. We're at 30 right now.
Yeah. I think this has been good fun. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and thank you very much for you guys. There you go, you guys out there.
All that stuff. We're waiting for the French captain to come
watching.
in for a quick interview.
You can do, I will start packing the rest. I will leave your equipment.
Okay,
so
cool.
you can do that.
You have a message.
Can you
You can
tell?
record the interview as well. I'll put it on the YouTube as well.
Awesome.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Just have to make sure that he doesn't forget about us, because it seems to be Tom Guan is talking to the French captain right now.
Tom. Tom. Send him over here. So you need to be
chatted.
Ah, okay. You just need to be
Okay.
loud and obnoxious, and then you kind of get your way with people who are too polite to tell you to go away. So anyway, people.
So the French captain is coming in. I'm going to
French
give him the chair
captain will
and ask
come
him
in.
the usual questions.
Yep.
Oh, so hello, French captain.
Hello.
Hello!
I've heard you quite a bit though, because we could hear you from over
Oh
there.
god, yes, that game was very, very hard on my nerves.
We heard you yelling,
Oh god.
cursing.
Do you have
over here.
water?
I guess we're kind of out now. We kind of drank everything. Oh, we have
There's a
this.
bit
It's
there.
from the tap.
Sorry.
So, obviously, once you've got your breath back,
Thanks.
a win.
Oh god,
A
yes.
celebrated win, even more than the Germans. The Germans had a
Yeah,
very sort
yeah.
of, we've won, brilliant, everyone hugs, and then I think they heard back in France, you guys
We
celebrate.
could get a lot of messages right now.
Oh
private ones
god,
in the
yes.
chats.
There's this guy, Gigi Scoot, who's telling me something in French that is a private joke between ourselves. So,
Oh, okay.
hello, Gigi.
So, matchup-wise, we give you guys up to 4-1 in the end.
Yeah, we
France
thought you were
won.
there.
Yeah.
We win 3-2, yeah. We win 3-2 because the I think the matchup that you marked positive for us was Orbros into Ghost Fleet, perhaps.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
The thing is that they've both played the matchup several times, and their ATP is an extremely good opponent.
Yeah.
We actually did a grudge match France-Italy on Friday evening, so we already played these guys,
So
and
this is
for the record, it's funny because they're our neighbors and they're always in our tournaments, and we never beat them
Okay.
ever.
So this
Like
is...
it's the first time that France beats Italy,
Yep.
and it happens last round of WTC.
And to get third.
And brings us at God. This is,
I'm pretty sure looking at the strength of schedule, you could have actually been second if Germany had lost. You would come second.
Yeah, that's what he told me. But it doesn't matter.
We believe.
How did we do?
You'll be second.
We'll be second?
Yeah, because you.
Seems don't take words for it.
Okay.
There
I'm
must
pretty
be a
sure
lot
that
of
you
random things.
and France were the highest strength of schedule.
Right. Yeah, we
So
were
if you
like
lose-
third.
Wait, we do, don't we?
We were third.
Yeah, but if you lose Germany, you obviously get their strength of schedule,
Yeah.
Which
which
is high.
means
And we get
you know
yours.
you're going to be even top, so you should be second, and then France winning theirs.
Yeah, we were
then
third
theirs.
before the game.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah.
should be like that. Yeah.
I think
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, our objective, honestly, our objective coming into this WTC was to get the famous 4-2 that we were aiming for since, I mean, this is my fourth WTC, the first as captain, and it's always been the objective, get a 4-2.
Yep.
Because last year we did 3-3 and we were extremely disappointed. And we rearranged stuff, and God, this is 5-1. This is way above anything that we had
both
ever hoped to.
teams.
For both teams. I mean, seriously, both teams at 5-1, and and the teams were made of normally. Well, I mean, it's a selection process, but basically, I picked what I thought were, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, the 4 best players to go with me to WTC, and then the 5 next players came and made Team 2, Team Falbala. And God, I mean, the result is way above what we ever expected, and we did not even dodge anyone. I mean, we had to
That's what I
go
mean, your strength of
into
schedule was-
God, yeah, we had to go
was right
into the defending champions, Australians. We went into Canada, we went into Sweden, and now Italy, which is basically our nemesis.
Yeah.
These guys, like, when we saw we were facing them, we were like, okay, well, 4-2 is not that bad, you know, like. And we managed to I mean, Julien Rion, my Syra player, I gotta pull my hat to him because he played the game of his life, I think. And he beat Myrmidon, who's the Italian Syra, in a mirror match. And, I mean, it's amazing. I mean that he managed to get the level of at least, yeah, to catch up in terms of level, even though he switched factions just a couple months ago. So God, this is my friends here, Philonius. Hey Philo, how you doing?
Well, in that case,
God, this is wow. I mean, I'm
you guys,
I'm
are you
over
guys
the
here
top of
tonight,
joy.
Or are you going straight home?
We're going straight home because, as a matter of fact, I'm leaving for my honeymoon tomorrow morning.
Oh wow!
I know. I'm serious. I'm serious.
You're gonna be buzzing, absolutely
God.
buzzing, and obviously your wife's gonna be like, you know.
Yeah, my poor wife is expecting me. I mean, she's waiting for me. I won't be home until 1 in the morning, but I don't know if she's watching right now because I sent her the link, you know,
Oh,
but I
right,
don't know if
okay.
she's familiar with Twitch and stuff.
Yes.
So
yeah.
we'll see.
But yeah, so she's gonna be like, "Wow, you're really, really excited!
Oh my
you
God.
must be excited for the honeymoon." And you're
You-
like,
you know that-
Yes,
yeah.
the honeymoon. Yes.
Oh
it's
God, yes. I'm gonna have to land. You know.
Yes,
I mean,
no
this
worries.
is a capital success for us. It's wow. Yeah. I mean, this is really fair play because Calcifer is actually an Italian. So PA, I hate you, and it's like congrats. I'm really sorry to our Italian friends. We really love them. We enjoy playing
Oh,
against
but
them.
as we said, it was a bit of a
awesome.
grudge match. This is why
Yeah.
I obviously went and got that on the stream.
Oh,
Got to
God,
see it.
yes.
So I mean, and it was wonderful to watch, and it came down to the wire. So
Yeah.
gotta love it. In that case, we will let you get back to
Thank you.
Team celebrations?
team, some celebrations.
Thank you so
Your
much.
honeymoon.
Yeah, thank you so much for streaming this and allowing
yeah,
the
it
public to
was-
see.
It
It's
was a
really
personal
great.
request.
Thank you.
Yes, it will all be on YouTube.
Oh, you asked for it. Oh God,
Could have gone
you're
either
really
way.
lucky that it turned out this way. Huh?
I wanted to come
And-
on
and-
the French team, so
And it's really, I mean, this is me being egocentric, but I'm really glad that we both captains, we faced each other.
Yes.
Emiliano and myself, we're both friends. We live in Paris, both of us.
Oh, okay.
And we play against each other all the time. And I tabled him, and it's oh God, it was a terrible matchup for him. You got to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, and me swearing is because you'll see his tough rate like the first 2 or 3
We
first
heard,
rounds.
yeah.
It was like 80 and 90%. It's like he did 14 in a row or something at some point. It was really horrible. Maybe I'm like my vision is different, but okay, I'll be out.
So how did we do in the
well,
end?
you won 21-14.
Oh, beautiful. So basically what we're saying there, people, is if you need to know what's going to happen in just over 66% of the time, the Englishman will get it right for you, whereas the Frenchman, less than half the time. So You know, what's that say about the meta? We don't know.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
but thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you very
your
much.
celebrations. Enjoy your honeymoon.
Yeah, and salut la France. À bientôt les copains.
Okay, guys.
Alright, guys.
I'm gonna come back quickly to say goodbyes. Martin's already putting the things back in his cases and everything. Thank you very much to him for
Yes,
bringing
thank
back
you.
all those cameras, the lighting and everything,
Yeah.
all the stuff. And it wasn't even, he was playing on the side, and it was very complicated for us. Whether we had an issue to try to get it all on him, because of course we will not want to bother him with our
Exactly while he's
technicalities.
playing. It's,
So we had a couple of runners. I think the Polish coach helped us, passing some messages, because we did that at some point.
Everyone, and then everyone obviously who's been watching, because obviously this would be really boring if me and Quentin talk to ourselves. So thank you all in the chat for interacting with us.
Thanks to every players, thanks to every watchers, thanks to Theresa May for entertaining us.
Yes, and for Brexit for providing us with some comedy material. But yeah, thank you very much. Guys.
And we hope to see you next year or sooner. We never know. Goodbye.
Bye.
Have fun. Cheers.